okay? I'm working with a different situation. Let me actually check something really fast. So primary microphone, yeah, external microphone. Let me know if you can hear me. I changed things and I'm using a different mic than I usually use. I'm also realizing I look a little bit naked right now. Don't love that, but let me know if you can hear me and if the mic I'm using is fine. Awesome. Okay, because last time I had mic woes. You can't see anything. Interesting. Ooh, my screen is very fucked up. Let's fix that. Welcome, everyone. So glad we're feeling like this is our Super Bowl. Let me edit my screen a little bit while I take my lovely little braids out. We're going to make you not there, there. And we're going to make you a little bit, not you. God damn it. Why did that happen? I hate technology sometimes, I swear to fucking God. I don't know if you all can see like the shit show that's happening on my screen right now combined with my hair. Like this is iconic, truly. I'm gonna scooch you up, out, and there we go. There we go. Let's see if we can scooch you a little smaller. Okay, there we go. Now we're better. Awesome. That gif is horrible. I know. Okay, let me take my hair out of braids. And I'm hoping I have a ton of clips in here, and if you guys can't hear them, I'm actually going to cry. So this is great. Welcome. Oh my God, there's so many people here. So we're going to be talking about sister wives today. I have never prepared more for a stream in my life. Also, I'm at my parents' house. Sunadot, thank you for subscribing. You've been subscribed for 3 months. A Sandy 12, thank you for following. Maybelline resubscribed. They've been subscribed for 2 months. Hey, how are you? Oh my goodness, so many people are here. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. I've said that like 900,000 times. But now that my hair is out of braids and I can focus again. Also, before we get into this, I just need to like trauma dump on you all a little bit. Also, if I move the mic, can you still hear me? Like, can you still hear me okay right now, even though that's not clipped on me? Even though that's not clipped on me, are we still hearing okay? Okay, awesome. I think that's actually going to work better. I don't love having it clipped on me, so I'm going to clip it right here. We feel like we're still hearing. Awesome. Okay, good. Because I just felt like I don't like having cords on me. I like to be able to move relatively unencumbered. All right, I look a little crazy, but whatever. So we're going to be talking about sister wives today. I've never been more excited for a stream. There are so many video clips in this stream. There's talks in this stream. There's financial records in this stream. Everything that there is to have, we have it. And I'm so glad to have so many first-time people here. So, oh no, did I freeze? No, just my screen froze. Okay, so let me change. This is me giving me thriller vibes, right? They're literally like just not that awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to do the timeline, the dysfunction, the misogyny, all of that. There are things that are not included because I was getting to the point that we have 88 slides. So I was like, we can't do everything. Like, we just can't get into this entire family right now. Also, I just feel like I look really, really naked and I don't like it. That's a little bit better. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this fucking family. So I wanted to start off with this GIF. Disclaimer, they are playing around here. This was like a playful moment that the cameras captured. Also, I really want to open this Mike's Hard Lemonade, but I can't do it because of my freaking nails. So I'm using a paper clip. You keep freezing? That's not good. It says I don't have any frame drops. I don't know. There's really not much I can do about that. I'm sorry. Justice for Gabe's birthday. Exactly. Justice for Gabe's birthday. So let's go ahead and get into it. So on this stream, there's some stuttering. Fuck, I wish I could do something about that. This is why I fucking hate not being anywhere that's not my house. But anyway, in this stream, we are feminists, we are trauma informed, and we are empathic to everyone except for one individual right here. Except for one individual within this GIF, we are compassionate and kind. So does anyone want to take a guess as to which individual that we are not going to be empathetic to? Empathetic? I really misspelled that. But there's only one person we're going to be mean today. Stop talking about how you look. I'm sorry. I just felt like I looked naked. It's the purple shirt, Cody. And I like Robyn. No. I'm willing to act with empathy towards Robyn. Absolutely, I'm willing to act with empathy towards Robyn. Okay, so before we get into anything, I wanted to show you guys the Sisterwives family tree. I found this on Reddit. Pleasure to have in class. Thank you for subscribing. Oh my God. Okay, so this is wife number 1, the first wife, Meri. Meri has one child who, when this child was born, they were named Audrey. Audrey is non-binary. Audrey goes by Leon. So to start off, I'm not going to be talking about their kids a ton because, in my opinion, the kids never signed up to be on the show, and most of their adult children have chosen not to be in the public eye. So I just think it's kind of disrespectful to be talking about somebody who didn't choose to have their life displayed in this way. So we're not going to be talking about the adult kids' personal lives on here, Leon being one of them. Then wife number 2 is Janelle. Janelle got married second. This is also the birth order. So you can see Logan was born first, then Aspen, then Leon. So you can see Janelle, they have 6 kids: Logan, Maddie, Hunter, Garrison, Gabe, and Savannah. These are the birth order, not the ages. And then Christine is the third wife. Christine also has 6 kids: Aspen, McKelty, Peyton, Gwen, Isabel, and Truly. A couple of the kids are married, as you can see. And then we have Robyn. Robyn has 5 kids, 3 of which are not Cody's, 2 of which are. So the 3 that are not Cody's are Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. These are Robyn's kids from a previous relationship. We are going to talk about her previous relationship. It's fucking crazy. And then Solomon and Ariella are her 2 kids that she had with Cody. And thank you, Zuzi Burrito, Crinky, for the subscriptions. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I'm so honored to see so many first-time people here. Welcome. We like to party around these parts. So the plan for today, we're going to talk about a general timeline. I like to focus on more of shit that y'all didn't learn in the show. If you've never seen the show, you're good. I'll explain everything. But I'm not going to go through every single thing that happened on the show because it's frankly one of the most boring TV shows I've ever seen in my life. But some of the shit I found out from reading their book and internet sleuthing, that's just crazy. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the beginning of the show, Robyn joining the family, her past, her previous marriage, her finances, her kids, etc. And when I say her kids, again, I'm not going to be talking about the kids personally, but the kids in relation to Robyn and Cody. Differences in the treatment of wives, that's going to be a theme throughout. The move to Vegas, the rentals, the shit show of building their 4 homes, the move to Flagstaff, and then kind of what's going on in present day. Thank goodness for an agenda and objective. So I wanted to tell people because I'm probably going to be on here a while, so I wanted you to know kind of what you had to look forward to if you want to stick around for the whole thing. And then at the end of this, we have a fucking Sisterwives trivia game. So don't play with me, because we're having the Sisterwives trivia game. Can you host the reunion show? So they did not choose me to host the tell-all this year, unfortunately. Maybe next year I'll get them, but not this year. The fact that they didn't pick me, this is also, as we're talking about the tell-all, they need to have a man interview Cody Brown because Cody Brown doesn't respect women. So Cody Brown is never going to act the way he needs to act within a frame or within an interview with a woman interviewer. So they need to have a man interview Cody Brown. I nominate my boyfriend. I want boyfriend redacted to go interview Cody Brown. I think he would do a great job. He hates him so much. He always says Cody's doing it wrong. This is the sociology class I signed up for. It's crazy that there's not more creators doing trauma-informed Sisterwives deep dives, honestly. I thought that would be a pretty big market. Guess the fuck not. So, Cody's origin story. Cody Brown was born in 1969 to Wynn Brown and Janelle 2, which weird, that name is very similar to one of his wives. And his mom looks exactly like Robyn. Also very weird. I want to see Dave before I interview him. Okay, I'm teaching sociology this unit. We should do a Sisterwives unit. No, Sisterwives is actually amazing for sociology because you get to view marriage, gender norms, religious influences, capitalism and finances influence on families and family structure. It's actually the perfect topic. Cody Brown did not grow up in polygamy. But when Cody was an older teenager, his dad was like, actually, polygamy is kind of baller, and I think I want to do polygamy. Cody has 9 siblings, but it's not 100% sure which ones came from which mother. But again, his dad married his second wife very late in life, so I don't really know. He was raised in a Mormon household. So the Browns are not Mormon. They are like a separate religious sect of FLDS. They're not the FLDS in like the braids with the long dresses, but they are adjacent to them. They're just like slightly more progressive than them. The Mormon church, the Mormon church does not do polygamy, and they're very against polygamy, and they do not fuck with anyone that does polygamy. How did you find the time is what I'm wondering. I spent probably 8 hours on this. I'm on vacation. They're Fundy Light LDS. Yes, exactly. I think I want to do polygamy. Yes, we are going to play the time to climb trivia. But anyway, he was raised Mormon. So he was a devout Mormon and was on a mission trip. You know, when the Mormons knock on your door and they're like, come to church with us, let's talk about religion. That's what Cody Brown was doing. I wonder where he went on his mission trip. I don't think I know that. And then his parents wanted to do plural marriage, and he was on his mission trip, and his dad was like, hey, what's up? Plural marriage seems dope. I'm going to do it. So we're not Mormon anymore, but if you want to keep being Mormon, that's your prerogative. And then Cody was like, oh, I can have hella bitches? That sounds better. I think I'm going to go do that. And he dropped Mormonism so fucking quick. And then he became polygamous. This happened, I think he was 19 when this happened. Cody Brown singing Orlando from the Book of Mormon, the musical. Hella bitches. Well, I have one bitch when you can have 9. Cody Brown, when his father decided to abandon their religion and having more than one wife is the new religion. Because really, I'm not a religious expert, but from the surface level, the only real differences I can see is that the sect of Mormonism that he's in now allows, confirming these are word for word quotes. Yes. No, they're not. If any, I don't want to get sued. This is my World Cup. I'm so excited. So in that religious aspect, it doesn't seem like there's much difference other than the polygamy thing, personally, to me. So Cody married Meri on April 21st, 1990. Meri was 19 years old and Cody was 22 years old. So they were like, we're going to do polygamy. And then he met Meri, and Meri grew up polygamist. And then so he married her relatively quickly after that change happened. Why does this photo look like a High School Musical knockoff? Because they're basically high school aged in it. Their sect doesn't allow black people to hold the priesthood. I'm not surprised that they're racist, but it's always jarring to hear about. Yeah, and they're not in that sect anymore. Glad someone brought that up. We're going to talk about that, but him and his family no longer go to church and no longer, like, are... I don't want to say they're not a part of the religion because they haven't really given a yes or a no answer other than Christine, who said she's not a part of it, but they have not attended church in years. They haven't attended church since like way back when the show first came out. So shook but not surprised. Yeah, exactly. So that church is racist. They were a part of it. They were probably racist, but as of right now, I don't know if they're a part of it, and I don't think that they're a part of it, just judging by the signs. But ask them, I guess. So Meri's origin story. I told you all this was going to be trauma informed, and I think it's important to recognize people's childhoods and how they impact them. Also, I need someone to remind me at 8:21 to go live on TikTok because I'm banned from going live on TikTok until 8:21, and I feel bad that the TikTok people aren't really seeing this, but whatever. Not Sarah Elizabeth, thank you for subscribing. Okay, so Meri's origin story. Meri was raised in a polygamous family and grew up in Utah. Meri became friends with Cody's sister, who introduced them in October of 1989 because Cody was like attending Meri's church. Meri was super shy. Super, super, super shy. And part of the reason Meri was so attracted to Cody is because Cody is so like gregarious. Like Cody's the life of the party. He's super like loud, likes to dance. Sorry, I had to burp. Loud, likes to dance, is like that guy's center of attention. So that's why she was like really into him, because she was really shy. And this is so depressing to me. This literally made me want to cry. So in their book, Meri's talking about when she first met him, and Cody joined her church when she was 19 years old. And then when they started dating and he was like, this is my fiance Meri, people were like, oh, where are you from? When she had gone to that church her entire life, because she was just like really quiet and really shy. No one really her, fucked with her. And she said that dating Cody gave her confidence for the first time in her life. Pretty sure it said 8/12. It did? But yeah, I just think it's so sad that, like, the first time in her life she felt an ounce of confidence, it's because of her, like, bitch ass husband, and him, like, thinking he's the baddest bitch on the planet, and then it made people pay attention to her. Like, that just actually is so depressing. Imagine going to church somewhere for forever and no one remembers you. Exactly. It's so sad. But anyway. Shit, that's good. Okay. When we were talking about marriage and stuff at that point, Cody and I both knew that eventually we would take another wife or wives into the family. Meri said this in 2010. So some people have this theory that Meri didn't want to be polygamist. I'm going to call bullshit on that because Meri grew up polygamous and Meri entered into this marriage full aware that he was intent on polygamy. She might have felt that way due to brainwashing because she was like high key in a cult, but at the end of the day, Meri knew there were going to be other wives. This is so chaotic. Thank you. Okay. So after about a year, Cody began courting an underage girl and was going to wait until she became 18 to be officially engaged to her. And then once they were engaged, the girl changed her mind. And a lot of people are like, oh, Cody courted an underage girl. And they think that it happened around the time he courted Robyn, but that's wrong. Cody was 23 when this happened. Does that make it okay? Absolutely not. But I think it's important to have context of the timeline. Bless that girl. She dodged a bullet. Literally, I want her on the show. I want her. You know what? She should host the tell-alls. She should host the tell-alls. I cannot think of a better person to host the tell-alls. Truly, I could not think of one. Also, an important thing to remember, within the polygamist fundamentalist community, they view, like, if someone is a good husband, you reward them with more wives. And to be a good husband, all that means is you don't beat your wives and you are, like, financially providing for them. So the fact that the church was probably like, oh, here, date this underage girl, it's because the church looked at Cody like a god. So it's easy to see why he's so narcissistic and he thinks he's, like, the best husband out there, because this was telling him that he was, just because he was doing the bare minimum. So to me, that kind of shows, like, Cody's psyche and where Cody's head is at, because it's like, now I can see his narcissistic perspective of thinking that he's a catch. Like, I see why he truly believes that, and that's the reality that he lives in. Yes, the bar is absolutely in hell. The bar is lower than hell. So this is an excerpt from their terrible book. I have not read the entire thing, but I've read parts of a lot of it. Don't worry, you can be late. We're still hanging out. We've got a while to go. As you can see, you can't see, but we're on slide 12 of 88. So this is something Meri said. She said, when Cody and I entered, also, I would like to note that this book is written at like an 8th grade level. When Cody and I entered our first courtship, a young woman we'd been introduced to at a church gathering, I was excited. She and I became close friends right away. This was unusual for me, and I immediately took it as a sign that Cody and I were destined to marry her. No matter what Meri says, her insecurity just pops the fuck out. Like, every time Meri talks, I'm like, oh, that's so sad. You hate yourself. That's literally so sad. And, like, I don't think she means to excerpt from their terrible book. Love this textbook you wrote. So I don't think Meri even means to be giving insecurity, but Meri is all that's all she has to give, I think. Okay, so anyway, this girl and I loved hanging out together and spent lots of time on our own without Cody. As I saw it, we were on our way to achieving the sister wife ideal I'd always imagined. This is also part of why I think Meri is so toxic to the other wives, is because, like, she never got over this, and in her whole life, she's probably like, oh, if that bitch had said yes, like, things would be way better. She was my BFF. Like, I kind of think it was impossible for Janelle or Christine to achieve that level of friendship that Meri was looking for, because Meri was, like, constantly comparing them to the other girl. She's really trying to convince herself the partnership is equal for both of them. I never considered it was a dual courtship situation. That's so interesting. She had to deal with the breakup too, in a way. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is from Christine, this quote I'm about to read. And this quote, she is talking about the time period where she was not courting or married, but she knew Cody and Meri because she was in the same church as them. So she saw all of this go down, but at this point, she was just like acquaintances and friends with them. So she said, even though I'd cut myself off from a lot of friends, Meri and I still talked on the phone from time to time. I resisted these phone calls because I didn't want to hear about the courtship. It had been prolonged because Cody and Meri wanted to wait for the girl they were courting to turn 18 before making their engagement official. Even though I wanted nothing to do with it, I heard when they got engaged and I knew when they set a date for the wedding. So this not like it was like, oh, we were dating and we broke up. Like, they had a full wedding date set. And courtships in the polygamist community are usually really short because courtships are kind of like emotionally challenging for existing wives. So they're usually pretty quick. So they're saying the reason this one wasn't super quick is that they were waiting for her to turn 18 before they actually got engaged. And the question I would employ is, at no point did someone ask, maybe we should just hit breaks. So by courting, they mean grooming. In this situation, yes. But courting, the difference between courting and dating is courting has a lot of rules and is more formal and is more like the church is watching you. So lots of courting is grooming, but some courting is not grooming because you can be courting someone that's age appropriate, if that makes sense. Let me know if that didn't make sense. But yeah, so everyone knew about this. It's not a secret. And that's why, like, you can tell they don't think it's wrong because they wrote it in their book in 2010. Like, if you were embarrassed, you wouldn't have written that in your book. That's just my opinion on the matter, but you know, here's what he thinks. Harry courted Meghan. Catholics court too. Yeah, so like a lot of people court. Me seeing that Meri and Cody got married after 2 months and then added another personality to the picture after less than 3 years. Literally. So, Janelle enters the chat. Janelle was born May 6, 1969. She has at least one sister, and her father died when she was only 3 years old. And at some point while she was a child, her mother married a man named Merlin Fryer. So, Janelle, that's her origin, that's her background. Janelle married Adam Barber, who was Meri's brother. So, Meri, Sisterwife Meri, her brother's name is Adam. That is who Janelle married. They divorced for unknown reasons in 1990. On the show, Janelle has a couple times said, we were really young. It wasn't a match. So she has never really said anything negative about this person or positive. She's just kind of said, like, that wasn't a match. So whatever. Janelle was born in a line of Mormons who did not practice polygamy, and she said that she didn't even know people were doing polygamy until she met Meri and Cody and was like, oh, these people that I'm friends with, they're polygamists. So Janelle was not raised polygamist. And Janelle met Meri and Cody when she was married to Meri's brother. So Janelle was introduced to Cody Brown by Meri, and the friendship grew to a place where it was equal to Janelle's friendship with Meri. And Janelle married Cody on January 20th, 1993, and Janelle was 23 years old. Oh my God. Okay, where was I? Imagine your ex-wife leaves you for your sister's husband, right? Like, very weird. I would love to see what family dinners are like. Mommy issues, probably. I think every mommy and daddy issues. So here's a picture of Janelle and Cody's wedding. It has also been said that within their religious group, weddings are not the way that, like, we perceive weddings. Weddings are not, like, big and grand, and it's not really a party. It's more like a private religious ceremony, partially because being polygamous is high-key illegal. So it's not like you're going to throw a huge event. So that's why she's not wearing white, and that's why it's like, it kind of looks like it's in somebody's house, because it was. And it's just kind of a low-key thing. Unless you're Robyn. Exactly. We will be discussing Robyn's wedding. Sounds more like a ceiling. Exactly. Think like courthouse wedding, but like religious version and in someone's house. Weddings and polygamy are very much a formality for religious reasons. Meri was legally married. Yes. Meri and Cody got legally married. When they got married, they signed the papers and had a wedding and got legally married. They had a very small, low-key wedding, but they were legally married. And then Janelle, it's a spiritual marriage. So they do the ceremony, but there's no actual court documents saying you are married, and it's not recognized by the state. I don't know if polygamy is illegal nationwide. Truly have no idea. Good night. I think probably every state has laws about it, but I'm sure they vary. So, side note about his marriage to Janelle, they are in fact step siblings. So after Janelle divorced Meri's brother and married Cody, actually that's not true. After Janelle divorced Meri's brother and started interacting with Cody, Janelle's mother became interested in the faith and married Cody's dad. Janelle's mom was one of the only people in Janelle's family that was supportive of Janelle's decision to join a polygamous lifestyle, and she became so attached to Cody's family that she decided to convert, and Cheryl married Cody's dad 3 months before Janelle and Cody got married. So the family tree is looking more like a circle. Oh my god. Very, very cringe. Very gross. So the parents met after Janelle and Cody and got married before them. Like, they had a very quick courtship. So that's why when people are saying, like, oh, I don't know of Janelle's siblings, who came from who, I don't think that her mom and Cody's dad have any kids together. I'm like 99% sure they don't. I just know Freud would be having a field day with these people, truly. At least they didn't grow up together. And that's what they always say. They're like, it's not weird, we didn't grow up together, and it'd definitely be way weirder if they did grow up together, but it's definitely not normal. Like, definitely not normal. Definitely not normal. Like, if I was Cody and Janelle, I would go to the parents and be like, literally no. I'd be like, we fucking met first. Same thing with Tyler and Kate from Teen Mom. I'd be like, we met first, so we get to get married. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, you all cannot get married. That's so fucking weird. We met first. I think the rule is whoever met first, y'all get to be married. Like, were they even courting yet? I think they were in the early stages of courting. It was right after Janelle got divorced and decided to switch to polygamy. How do you look at your daughter's father and go, yeah, we're gonna date and get married? I feel like I called dibs. We should do a stream on Kate plus 8. Oh my god, that one is crazy as well. Also, I'm sorry it's skipping for you guys. I hope the audio is not skipping. I really wish there was more I could do about that. Me seeing that Janelle and Cody are step siblings is truly disturbing. I'm disturbed. I'm offended. I'm feeling every emotion that I could be feeling. Did a quick Google search. Cornell University says polygamous marriages are illegal nationwide. Audio's okay for me? Okay, good. I'm hoping that it's like bearable to watch, because I can't watch something if it's like skipping and pausing. 1 year later, Christine enters the marriage. So this is the other thing, is that there was so much tension between Janelle and Meri. They have both been really public about how they fucking hate each other at the beginning. Like, they absolutely hated each other. They did not get along. So Christine was kind of viewed as like, let's meld. Like, she was like cherry on top. Like, let's get it together. I'm skipping a little, but I ain't skipping on this shit. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. 19 kids and counting is wild. It is wild, but I don't think I can get that. That's too heavy with stuff that's going on. Okay, so anyway, where was I? Christine and Cody had been friends for about 3 years, or 3.5 years, before they decided to court and spiritually marry. Christine had a crush on Cody, like, the whole time. Like, Christine was always crushing hard on Cody. Cody said it was a very fast courtship, as long courtships are hard on the other wives, and Cody was already having problems with his first wife, Meri, and his second wife, Janelle. So Meri has been bullying everyone for 30 years. So at this point, they have no kids, and they're still super, super early on in their marriage. Like, they're super quick on. I don't understand why women fall for these guys. So what you have to think about is, at least for Meri and Christine were both raised polygamist. So if your options are a bunch of old gross dudes that already have wives, or a young guy that's like really gregarious and really involved in your church, and like back then I think he was better at being nice, Like, I can see why they, like, fell so hard for him. Oh boy, a man who doesn't beat me. Yeah, exactly. Um, Band-Aid wives. How many of the wives do we think are... Some of the women are groomed into this. Yeah, exactly. Like, from childhood, they're like, this is the vibes. This is what you're doing. What's the difference between spiritually marrying and traditionally marrying? So traditionally marrying, the government recognizes your marriage. Like, you're legally married and you file taxes as married. Well, some people don't. But the government recognizes that you're married. A spiritual marriage it's just religious. Like, the government's not involved in any way, shape, or form. So Christine's origin story. Christine was born in 1972. Christine's parents were practicing polygamists at the time of her birth, but it's unclear how many other wives her father had or how many siblings she had. I think her mom was the second wife, but I don't know if there were other people beyond that. Christine's grandfather was the founder of the Apostolic United Brethren. This is their church. Apostolic United Brethren. So, Christine's grandfather was like polygamy royalty, and Christine's family had a fair amount of money. So, Christine was a fucking catch. Christine was that girl. A-U-B, thank you. So, Christine was that girl. Like, her family was famous. She had money. She is the queen. Oh, thank you, everyone, trying to help me pronounce apostolic. Yeah. Okay, so Christine graduated from high school in 1990, and then Christine's mother left polygamy shortly after Christine graduated, but she has never been publicly against Christine's marriage. They've never talked about that. They've said, like, is this in Utah? I think that's where she was raised. They have moved a ton. I think it's Utah that Christine grew up in, but they've moved a ton, mainly around, like, the middle of the country, like Wyoming, Montana, Utah, Arizona, like that kind of part of the world. Cody for sure only married her for the clout. Yes, exactly. It's a suburb of Utah. Thank you. Oh my God, everyone being so humble. Yes, Cody really married her for the clout because she was like that girl, and then he didn't really date her for a long time, so they didn't know each other that well when they got married. But Christine had a crush on him for years, so she was like, all right, sounds fucking good, I'm in. So Christine and Cody met in 1990 when they were chaperoning a youth wilderness trek, and at the time, she began getting to know him and his wife, Meri. After years of performing a friendship, she decided she wanted to pursue a relationship. She said, I talked to my dad first. He wanted me to marry Cody for a year, so he heartedly agreed, she said at the beginning of their relationship. And then Cody officially asked about me on Valentine's Day. So Cody asked Christine's dad. He was like, hey, what's going on with Christine? And he was like, Christine would love to meet you. That weekend, he came to town with Janelle, and we went out on our first date, and he proposed. So he proposed on their first date. They for real let a player chaperone a youth wilderness trip. Okay. He was still repulsed when she ate some nachos. We will be discussing the nacho incident. He proposed on the first date. I told you guys they did not know each other well at all. He married her for the clout. He married Christine for clout. That was his whole thing. So the Christine nacho incident. Cody admitted on TV, we're going to watch it. I want to read it, and then we're going to watch it. Hopefully the video works. If the clips don't work, I'm actually going insane with how much time I spent procuring and adding them to this presentation. But anyway. Okay. When we set out on our road trip, I was convinced that Christine was the cutest girl in the world, although she was a little bit chubby. Back then, I was young and superficial enough to care about physical appearances. Back then. After we'd been on the road all night, we stopped at a gas station. I'd been drinking soda pop to stay awake, and my stomach felt sour and upset. Just thinking about food made me queasy. Christine went into the Quickie Mart and bought herself what seemed like the largest portion of chili cheese nachos I'd ever seen. The sight of those nachos turned my stomach. I couldn't watch her eat them. She must have been starving because she was eating so quickly, and there was chili sauce and nacho cheese everywhere. Still liked her. In fact, I like her very much, but the nacho experience cooled my attraction a little. Well, a lot. Let's just take a moment. Let's just take a moment to unpack that. And let me see what's next. Okay, great. The video is next. OV, your girl eats nachos and you get the ick. Like, I get where you've been driving, your stomach's upset, you're nauseous, food is disgusting to you, that should not change the way you this person. Like, that should not change the way you look at someone. I don't think that's weird that I think that. Like, that's just really, really weird. Glad nachos are my favorite food. Wait, is that in their book? So we're gonna watch a clip. Yeah, this device only.
Christine may have been the wife that saved.
I'll pause it. Were you guys able to hear that? I know I've had audio issues with playing clips last time, so I'm gonna wait to play the rest to make sure you can hear it. Oh, thank fucking God. God is in the room with us. Also, sorry it's so tiny. Every time I tried to crop it, listen to this. I would crop the video, and the pod would be like, the file is too big. What the fuck? Okay, but we're gonna watch it.
Bacon, but watching her eat a plate of nachos nearly doused Cody's growing affection for her.
Cody, there was a chili nacho cheese incident that nearly derailed this courtship.
I know, he was so silly.
Did you even realize that?
A relationship, please. Me wolfing down nachos. Come on.
Cody wrote, Christine was the cutest girl in the world, although she was a little chubby.
I was pretty chubby.
But does size matter to you, Cody? I mean, were you grossed out by, you said she was chubby and she was eating the nacho cheese?
I will be honest, I was not attracted to Christine in any physical sense. I mean, I look back.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's
and I
skipping.
wonder, was that fair? But I can't even look there because we have children together, we have a life together, we have a relationship, and we found our sweet spot.
So you were not physically attracted to Christine?
That's an understatement.
You were grossed by her?
I won't say that, but the nachos grossed me out enough to make me go, okay, I'm waiting to marry.
How does it feel to hear her? That's horrible.
Do you kind of feel like you look back?
Okay, before we listen to the rest of this is the clip of him talking about the nachos. He's not making it better. An understatement. He sucks so bad. He sucks so bad. And now the rest of this clip is a podcast that Christine was on. Incredible podcast. Highly suggest you listen to it. I actually cried hearing Christine describe why she left her religion. Like, listening to Christine made me feel so much more empowered as a woman, because she said she really left because, like, she, in the podcast, this is not what's in the clip. We'll listen to the clip in a second. But in the podcast, she says, I didn't want to live in fear. Every woman should feel like a goddess, and I did not feel like a goddess in my marriage, and I deserve to feel that way, and I deserve, like, it's so good. Like, I was in tears listening to it on my way home a couple days ago.
And sort of the puzzle pieces are kind of fitting together now?
Yeah, and actually that was an empowering moment. As hard as it was.
Good for you.
Well, it was kind of hard at first when he said, I wasn't really attracted to me. I kind of look back and I'm like, I can see where you worked here and here and here and here and here and here. Well, you know what? If this has been happening for this long, no, I'm done. It's over. I'm not going to keep pretending, and I'm not going to keep doing this. If you really haven't been attracted to me, and if you really didn't really want a relationship with me, and you didn't really want to spend time with me, it was almost like this burden. I left it, and I was like, all right, then it's time to move on.
And then
Okay, so Christine now says that was an empowering moment for her, so we love that for her. I hope she is healing now, but that is the nacho incident. So then Christine, when she was 21 and Cody was 25, they spiritually married on March 25th, 1994. Important note about Christine's wedding dress. This is not insulting, because she said it herself. Christine thought her wedding dress was ugly when she got married. She said her mom made it for her. She never got to try it on before the wedding. And then when she tried it on right before the wedding, she realized this is really not flattering. This is really not pretty. And she didn't like it and didn't want to wear the dress. But she was like, because weddings aren't a big deal, and because Cody was wearing his suit from Meri's wedding, Cody was like, oh, it doesn't matter, whatever, like, let's just get married. So Christine really did not have, like, a fulfilling wedding experience. Christine did not feel beautiful on her wedding day, and I think you don't have to have a wedding to be happy. You don't have to get married to be happy, but I think you should feel celebrated and beautiful the day that you marry your partner. No matter what you do, you deserve to feel beautiful and celebrated by your partner and by your community, your family, whatever that means to you. So it just makes me really sad that Christine didn't feel that way on her wedding. There's another pic of the dress, but you get the picture from here. It was just like a bag. And Christine always wanted to be the third wife. Christine was raised polygamous. She said when her mom left polygamy, she really questioned whether or not she wanted to be polygamist, and then she decided she did want to be polygamist. And she has also spoken about wanting to be the third wife. She said, so I only ever wanted to be a third wife. I never wanted to be first at all because I didn't want to be, and then I didn't, sorry. She didn't want to be first because she said it seemed like too much work to have to like whip him into shape. And then she said she didn't want to be second because she didn't want to like feel like a wedge in the relationship. And then she said she wanted to be third because it sounded easiest. And then in older seasons, Cody commended Christine because she was able to help smooth things over between Janelle and Meri. Wanting to be third wife feels very pick me, not gonna lie. Sorry, Christine. It does, but she was raised this way, and I think she was really insecure. So it's really sad. But Cody has said, like, oh, Christine helped smooth over that relationship. She helped create it. Like, so that's why I think it's crazy that now Cody is like, she never got along with her sister wives. She sucked so bad. Because Christine, like, he used to say how important she was to, like, keeping family harmony or whatever the fuck. Here's a family photo of them. Again, they have no children at this point. 1 husband, 3 wives, no children. It's not adding up for me. I thought being the kids was y'all's whole thing. But I'm sorry I was late. What's the tea between Meri and Janelle? So Meri and Janelle have always fought. One example I've found is that Meri would scream and slam doors over the way Janelle acted in their kitchen. And by acted, I mean like organized the Tupperware, loaded a dishwasher. Like the way Janelle was like working on stuff and cooking, Meri was just super controlling and would scream at her and slam doors. And then Janelle would just kind of like be like, I don't know how Janelle would react to that. I don't know if wanting to be a third wife is giving religious trauma or gay. She'd get mad at Janelle for folding Cody's laundry wrong. Exactly. So that's like kind of the whole vibe is just like petty controlling bullshit. And yes, so they did not live in the same house at first. They lived in the same 3-bedroom trailer. Imagine that. Imagine having to hear your husband fuck someone else in a trailer in the Utah winter. It's no wonder all these people are crazy. And it's not an orgy. They also keep saying that they've never shared bedrooms and they don't that, which I do believe. I believe that. To be fair, Meri was deeply insecure, so I see how that happened. I think they lived in Wyoming at the time, so even worse. Exactly. They've moved a gazillion times. They move every couple years. Meri girl. Me seeing that Cody Brown managed to attain 3 wives before anyone's frontal lobe finished developing. That's the part that's crazy to me is like, I'm 24 and I can't even begin to think I could handle marriage to one person right now. Like, I don't think that is like a dragon I have within me. So to not have your frontal lobe be developed and no one's frontal lobe was developed and then you have this going on, like, it's no wonder there was jealousy and there was problems and like everything. Like, it's really just a lot happening right here. Like, that's a lot to unpack. I see why they hated each other for so long. A whole new perspective on that too. I think they're all just like trauma bonded together because like ages 18 to 24, 25 are just hard because you're figuring out like the world and your finances and your job and your career and like what you want from yourself and how to break away from your family and who you are. Like, it's already a hard time. So adding a polygamous marriage, I think it's a no. Did they have jobs? Yes. They've had a variety of jobs. They're all like weird and random and niche. Like, Janelle has worked in real estate. Janelle has been a bookkeeper. Meri has worked with kids before. Meri has worked like front desk jobs, retail jobs. They've all had like a random hodgepodge of jobs. Let me tell y'all, you can tell when your frontal lobe is done cooking. OMG, I couldn't have imagined getting married years ago. I know. Like, I can feel mine finishing up. And I look back and I'm like, imagine if I had done something stupider. Like, what I did was a little stupid, but imagine if it was even stupider. I wonder why they hadn't had kids yet. Was it purposeful? I don't think so, because they started having kids relatively quickly. The book really talks about how close Meri and Cody were. Yes, apparently Meri and Cody were a lot closer. The Sister Wives Closet. We will be talking about Sister Wives Closet. You mean my favorite store? obviously. The girl I'm babysitting is doing back handsprings and I'm trying to stay cool, but if we go to the ER during the stream, I'm gonna scream. Oh my god. Please make sure that child does not injure herself. And for a while they lived in a 3-bedroom trailer. We already kind of talked about this, but I also just wanted to share this photo. So that's a lot to unpack there. Me seeing that most of the wives either had plural family childhoods or other trauma before meeting Cody. I think it's interesting that both Janelle and Meri grew up polygamous, or both Christine and Meri grew up polygamist, and Janelle lost her father at a very early age. I think that's interesting. I would love to go dive deeper into that. Could they have lived off the TLC money? We'll get into the TLC finances. I personally think probably not. They could if they live together, but not the way they live with multiple households. It's just really expensive to support 4 households. So the first kid was born in 1994, and then they just kept them coming. Oh, TikTok reminder. Thank you. Let me see if it'll let me go live. Oh, fuck, my phone's dying. Do I have live access? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm going live. Let me find somewhere to put my thing. Fuck. The plant is in the way. We'll move it over here. Thank you for the person that reminded me. Who was that? Dat girl Tina. Hi, Jenna Marbles. That's such a nice thing of you to say, and I am not Jenna Marbles, but I wish that I was, honestly. Like, that would be a moment. So, the first kid was born in 1994, and then they just kind of kept them coming. Here's one of their first family photos. You can see, here's them with their 4 kids. So that's why I don't think they were, like, not having kids intentionally at first, because once they started, they, like, really went off on the children front. Here's another picture of that family timeline so you can see how many kids everybody has. They have a gazillion children. Shit has always been a little fucked up. So they got their show in not 2010. When was it? Anyway, we're going to talk about their life before they got their show. So, somewhere around 2001, Janelle said she was struggling and ended up taking her children and moving in with her mother. But again, that is Cody's father's house. If you're living with your mother, you're also living with your husband's father, if you're Janelle. And then after 2 or 3 years, she decided to move back in with the Browns. I've seen mixed versions of this story. Sometimes they will say, like, oh, Janelle moved away for a job. And then sometimes they say it's because they were having problems. So I don't really know. And then Christine later revealed that her daughter Aspen, who's her oldest, used to put her younger siblings to bed at night when she was only 10 years old. As a 10-year-old, Aspen was doing night-night routine for all of Christine's other kids because Christine was working the night shift in like a pretty low-wage job to try and help pay the bills because they've always had financial issues. Christine was working the night shift. So Christine said, Cody, can you please put my children to bed every night? They lived together. This is when everyone was living together. And Cody said, no, I cannot put your kids to bed at night because I have other wives to tend to. So then Christine's 10-year-old had to play mommy every single night for her siblings. So when we wonder, why don't Cody's adult kids do polygamy? Why don't Cody's adult kids fuck with him? This is why. And they're his kids. He refers to them as Christine's kids, Janelle's kids. But when it's Robyn's kids, it's our kids. Even though some of them are literally not his children. They also have had financial issues over the year and struggled to find an amicable housing situation for the family. So by an amicable housing situation, by that I mean like they could not find housing that everyone was happy with. It's not like they were sleeping on the streets, but they were in like a trailer with lots of little kids and 3 wives. Like they were not in enough space for how many people that they had. Where was I? Okay. So, disclaimer, there's no shame in using social services. I am very pro social services. I think people should use food stamps. I think people should have access to these things. I think all of those things. But I think it is interesting when your religion and your whole vibe is like being a provider, taking care of your wives, taking care of your children, yet everyone is using government services. I think that's interesting. So that's why I'm talking about it. Okay, so where was I? So the Browns have been stuck in financial crisis for many years. They've used food stamps, government aid, and they've filed bankruptcy multiple times. They're currently having financial woes over like their land. Cody's second wife, Janelle, declared bankruptcy in 1997, and then he and Meri declared bankruptcy in 2005. The reason he and Meri declared together is because they were legally married. Government services, but they have $1 million home. This is back in like the early 2000s. This is before they had the nice houses. This is back when they were like on their trailer vibes. So when he and Meri declared bankruptcy, it freed them of $85,000. $2,000 of that was medical bill debt, and the rest of it was credit card debt. From what I've seen, it kind of seems like they just take turns racking up credit card debt and then declaring bankruptcy, because all three of the wives declared bankruptcy from credit card debt. And again, because technically Christine and Janelle are single mothers, that is why they get access to much more government services than Meri would. Because as a single mother, you're one income, so the government provides more assistance, which makes sense. And again, everyone should be able to get assistance if they need assistance. And I'm glad that their children accessed food, because children just should get food no matter who their parents are. But I think it's fucked up that they haven't really acknowledged their use of government services, and that Cody has positioned himself as such like a provider of his children. It's also why kids in that culture usually don't have the dad on the birth certificate. Yes, that is also true. It's definitely towing the line of illegal and legal. So a lot of people that have left polygamy have kind of been like, oh, they do welfare fraud. And this is what they're referring to. Someone applying for food stamps as a single mother, when in fact they do have a husband. But in my opinion, I just want kids to eat. I just want kids to have what they need. So I really don't care. I really don't give a shit. So financial woes continues. Christine declares bankruptcy in March of 2010 for a debt forgiveness of $25,000 of credit card debt. I wonder how they do it to the same address. That's a good question. I wonder how that works. But yeah, so Christine declared bankruptcy. And again, this is kind of what I'm gathering, is that they were just taking turns declaring bankruptcy and racking up credit card debt. This is around the time that they got their show too. On an old episode of the family show, Cody noted that one of the kids he shares with Christine had an emergency happen to me years ago, and it was a challenge because the couple had no health insurance. Again, most people get health insurance through their work for their immediate legal family. If you are only spiritually married to this man, your children are probably not able to go on his health insurance because of the weird legalities that you've set up for yourself here. So this $2,000 medical bill was listed in Christine's bankruptcy papers, while, like I mentioned, the rest of it was credit card debt. Again, no shame in debt, but I just find this a little bit interesting. We also now know that Christine was collecting food stamps even when they started filming in 2010. So that's what I mean. He in 2010 was like, I'm a provider. I'm taking care of my family. Are you? Are you doing that? It doesn't sound like you're doing that in my... Maybe, because someone mentioned the address, maybe they only do it one of them at a time gets food stamps. They also keep big food stores for when the world ends. Yes. By selling gun parts on the town market. Yes. So Cody sells weapons. That's like his whole thing. He's like a gun salesman of like history shit and special custom shit. I don't even know. Yeah, he sells weapons. That's his job. Whatever. His only fear is poverty, though. I don't know why he's so afraid of poverty. He's very well acquainted with it. Very well acquainted with it. How did they ever respect him, right? I thought that was a joke. It is not a joke. It is not a joke. Just fully not a joke. And yeah, Janelle and Meri have also used food stamps multiple times on and off. And again, I want to make it very clear. I think everyone should be able to access government services when they need them. I have no tea, no shade that they used these services. My tea and shade is that they didn't admit to it, and Cody calls himself a provider. That is my tea and my shade. Also, for those of you on TikTok right now, on Twitch, I have pictures of the family, like old-ass pictures from back in the day. I'm spiraling about his job. Aren't we all spiraling about his job, honestly? I don't super love Cody having access to weapons. It's not my favorite thing. Me seeing Cody's long-term obsession with attaining more wives and children despite the fact that he was unable to care for the ones he already had. And the fact that he, like in 2010, when Christine was on food stamps and had just declared bankruptcy, he wanted to take on another wife who already had 3 kids. Like, you're already having a hard time providing for the children you've created. Maybe don't take on additional children. Oh, how can I switch over to Twitch? It's the first link in my link tree. We'd love to have you. But yeah, Cody Brown, not a vibe. The Brown family getting through life in the 1990s and 2000s. I tried to find a GIF that had the entire clip, but I couldn't find it. It's fucked up, but I wonder if else was fucking loaded, and if I still had to work a full-time job, hell no. Exactly. It's like, you don't get to see your husband every night. You're broke. You don't have help with your kids, and you have to work full-time. Immediately no. It's an immediate no from me. Immediately. Bankruptcy is a real drag of a process to pretend everything is fine. Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing here? I'm glad that this is the most interesting class. All right, Sisterwives airs September 26th, 2010. Here's a pic of the first episode of Sisterwives. Christine is pregnant with Truly in this episode. So again, while Christine has declared bankruptcy, is on food stamps, and pregnant, Cody's like, you know what I should do? I should who has written. That is a phenomenal idea. There's so many people here. I know, this is the most people I've had on here. This is like really quite the vibes. One of my family's whole pitch on seeing Sisterwives was gaining wealth, working less, and more childcare. Exactly. That's the whole point, is you're supposed to have help, and it seems like no one's getting help. Can we please do more classes like this? I'm in love. Honestly, I'll give the people what they want. You know, I don't have a topic for next to make the slides on my flight tomorrow. So, anyway, the show starts. Also, the fact I've already been here for 56 minutes and I'm only on slide 38 of 88. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so the show starts in Lehi, Utah. This is their house that they lived in. It's 3 apartments within one house. It is a polygamous house that was built by polygamists for polygamous families. Glitching. I'm sorry. I wish and it helps. Okay, great. We love that lowering the resolution helped. If everyone wants to do that, go for it. Peace and love. Normally at my house, my Wi-Fi is a little better, but I'm at my parents' house, so I'm very, very sorry. Okay, anyway, season 1 of Sisterwives. I am not going to recap all 17 seasons. We simply do not have the time for that, but season 1 is important. So in 2010, at the same time that the family began filming for Sisterwives, Cody started courting Robyn. Some people think that Cody started courting Robyn in order to try and get on the show, because like a polygamous family that's not taking new wives, boring, lame, boring. But he was like, maybe if we're taking on a 4th wife, we might get the TLC money. You know what I mean? Where was I? It had been 16 years since he'd brought on Christine, and Cody had concerns about Robyn since she was a divorcee with 3 kids. Robyn and Cody met at a social event, and Meri recalled their meeting when she said, Cody and I were out one night. We went over to a friend's house, and Robyn happened to be the friend's cousin. That's where we first met Robyn. So Meri is the one who was like, let me get Robyn in this family. How about Robyn? We love Robyn. So Robyn's background. Not much is known about Robyn's early life other than she was raised polygamist. She married David Jessup in June of 1999. David Jessup is like big in the polygamous community. I don't know that much about him, but he's like a big guy and from a very important family. They have 3 children, Dayton, Brianna, Aurora, or if I go in order, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. And then David filed for divorce in 2007. The decision was hers and that she ended the marriage because of abuse. But she said it was her decision. Robyn had a pretty significant amount of debt and very poor credit. She was a single mother. She's talked about having to heat her trailer by burning wood, which how did the trailer not burn, but whatever. Robyn has talked about these were very dark days. It Interesting. Robyn has talked about her single mother days as being very dark. She has also said that she got a bunch of marriage proposals in this time. Also, I saw someone on Twitter saying Robyn was only single for 6 months. That's not true. She married first in 2007 and she married Cody in 2010. So 3 years is a pretty long time. I'm sorry that it's lagging and all of that. That's like really mad annoying. Speaking of Robyn's ex-husband, David Jessup, here's more examples of the family tree being a bush. The name Jessup is well known in the polygamous community, and Meryl Jessup, this is great. The lag is minimal on lower res. Beautiful, thank you. Meryl Jessup was the de facto head of the FLDS church. So Robyn was married to like the it boy of polygamy, I guess. But he never took on another wife because allegedly he was abusive to Robyn, which makes sense with what I said earlier, that the polygamous community rewards men for not being abusive with extra wives. So we're all kind of getting this culture right now. Interesting part is that the lineage of the Browns leads back to the Jessups, and Robyn's ex-husband is Christine's first cousin and Cody's third cousin. And with the help of Ancestry.com, Raider Online, that's like the blog that I got this from, Raider Online found Cody and Christine are actually distant cousins. They share a great-great-grandfather, Byron Allred, who was brother to Nelson Allred, Cody's great-great-grandfather. While it's a very distant relation, it still feels strange that they share ancestors. So Cody and Christine are fourth cousins. T. Right? Major T. Not distant enough. The polygamous family tree is one big circle. No, it really is. Oh, dear Neptune. Is anyone in this family not related to someone? The way that Alabama stereotype should go to Utah. I mean, everyone is having kids and staying in one community. Yeah, it honestly kind of checks out. Like, I see it, the vision. The family once belonged to the FLDS where was I? The family once belonged to the FLDS church sect called the AUB, the apocalyptic. I keep wanting to say apocalyptic. Apostolic. I don't know how to say that. The AUB. When this section of the church was formed, it was tight-knit and it was not uncommon for members to share the same ancestors. So that's what we were saying earlier. Me, every time I learn more about the Brown family history, it's truly terrifying. Like, the more I learn, the less I want to know, and the more terrified I am of this family. Okay, so Red Flag City. Here's another clip.
Oh, I got a bomb. I got a bomb dropping today.
Oh wait, why does this keep happening? My slides keep being out of order. This happened last time as well. Okay, anyway, Robyn met Cody Brown in the summer of 2009, and they were spiritually married May 22nd of 2010, so they did have a bit of a longer courtship than the other ones did. Also, Red Flag City is how, from the jump, Cody treated Robyn better than their wives. Remember what I said about Christine's marriage and how Christine, like, he didn't give a shit about her dress, all of the Janelle's wedding was very low-key, all of that. Let's compare to the way Robyn was treated.
I got a bomb, yeah. I got a bomb I'm dropping today. Yeah, wow. You'll love this one.
So now,
I picked the dress.
the groom.
This is about Robyn's wedding.
We went to Lisa's bridal, and Robyn and I went and looked at dresses, and she picked one out, and I was like, holy cow, it's like I'd seen it in my dreams, you know?
Thanks, that's just nice.
I don't think that it's fair that I not be involved in it.
When is the groom ever involved with the wedding dress? Like you cared what I wore all on our wedding. I mean, that wasn't even, you didn't even care.
You'll all love this, and it's the worst thing you've ever heard.
It's not cool. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really emotionally involved with any of the dresses. I felt betrayed because it was like Robyn was all very quiet about what her dress looked like. And then all of a sudden it was this thing that we had all done together, like women. And then here's Cody saying, oh, well, it wasn't really for real. And it's going to be so exciting.
It wasn't funny. You look like an idiot. Sorry.
It wasn't funny to me either. It was actually something that I had to ask him, not to share with anybody. For the sake of sort of protecting both experiences, I didn't feel it was necessary for you guys to know that.
For those of you on TikTok, we're watching it on. But yeah, so he picked Robyn's dress, despite the fact that Robyn went shopping with the other wives and didn't pick a dress that day. And then later went back with Cody and picked the dress. And then in this scene, it wasn't in this clip, Christine actually gets up and storms off the set because she is very, very upset and hurt and jealous by this situation. Well, the long sleeves and the shirts, very, very conservative. But yeah, Robyn had more of like a normal person wedding. Robyn had like a fancier wedding. And again, this is in 2010. Christine had recently declared bankruptcy, just had a baby, and had recently been on food stamps. So I completely see why Christine from the jump was not trusting Robyn and felt very uncomfortable at the situation. Here is another clip to show more red flag city with Robyn.
Cody and Robyn, they got engaged and everything, and I thought, oh, that's nice, they're engaged now, so now it's more. Like a month later, I found out that Cody's still the engagement with a kiss, and I freaked. We didn't kiss until over the altar, because I didn't feel right about kissing a married man. And so to me, the fact he kissed Robyn was devastating. When Cody asked me to marry him, and I said yes, he kissed me, and I was like, all right, well, it's done.
So, before he married the other wives, he did not kiss them, because in the way Christine explained it, you'd be kissing a married man, and that would be inappropriate. Once you marry him, you can kiss him. But he kissed Robyn to seal their engagement. Marrying Robyn messed up their entire vibe as sister wives. Yeah, it really did. Those two were sure doing the nasty before marriage. I think so too. I have no idea. Do they all have Stockholm Syndrome? I think probably. That would be my guess. So, more examples of Robyn being the fave from day one. Incorporating Robyn into the family was a major storyline of Sister Wives. Like when Christine was upset that Cody kissed Robyn ahead of their marriage, and not to mention, while Christine's in labor with Truly, which was considered a high-risk labor because Christine had had some pregnancy complications before, and I think she was already in her late 30s, one of the ages where like they keep a better eye on you. Because normally the Browns do home birth. They're on a home birth vibe. But for Truly, Christine was in the hospital because she was like having some medical whatever. While Christine was in the hospital, Cody was like, well, I'm going to go check on the family, get some stuff, and I'll come back here. He went to Robyn's house and was like, he dropped off Christine's kids at Robyn's house for Robyn to watch them, and then was like, Robyn, come outside really quick. And then the cameras caught them, like, not grossly making out, but like pretty much making out outside of Robyn's garage. And like, your wife is in fucking labor, dude. Your wife is literally in labor. In the family memoir, Janelle, Meri, and Christine described their weddings to Cody as humble. When adding his third wife, Cody didn't even have time to plan the wedding and had difficulty taking off work, but he went to Christine's wedding to him. He even admitted to being ill-prepared and distant, yet Robyn had a huge wedding. And then, after the wedding, they went to San Diego on their honeymoons. For 11 days, they went to San Diego. All of the other wives had low budget like road trips for a weekend. Christine mentioned she thought he was gonna like be romantic and plan something, and then they got in the car and he was like, well, where do you want to go on our road trip? Ew. Oh, other good point about Christine's labor. When Christine was in labor, he was talking to the doctor and he was like, do you have an IVF doctor you recommend for my other wife? And the doctor was like, I don't know. We can talk about that another time. I don't know. He calls Robyn's wedding our wedding and then Dean's wedding your wedding. Very true. Oh my God. Someone on TikTok sent me a flower crown. That's cool. This man is trash. This man is fully trash. Here are the pics from Robyn and Cody's wedding, just so you can see truly how nice it is. Also, for those of you that are on TikTok right now, if you move to Twitch, you can see like pictures that I'm showing and stuff like that. So there is him and Robyn. Hand is a little low, in my opinion. Robyn also had this brown dress because they were like, oh, let's take family photos that are not like aggressively wedding photos, which like that was nice of her, I guess. So here's more pics of all the wives with Cody, Robyn's wedding. Here's the wives, Robyn in her very, very nice wedding dress. I love this photo. I think this is the weirdest fucking forever, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And then, oh, this one's blurry, but this is their cake. I just wanted a cake pic so you could see how fancy the cake was with the ribbon. I didn't even know you could put ribbon on cake. My Twitch is a Walmart parking lot. I'm a Walmart parking lot everywhere, even in my dreams. The crossed arms are a little too much. This picture is a joke. This looks like a stock photo of wedding. That looks like when aliens have to think what a wedding would be like, they would create that. They're more dressed up for her wedding than their own, literally. Me seeing that Robyn had the nicest wedding. Of course Robyn had the nicest wedding. Because of course. So this made me really, really cry. So, as depicted in the Sisterwife memoir, Cody never planned a honeymoon for his wives before Robyn. This is... Where was I? Our honeymoon was a typical Cody Brown style trip. Everything was spontaneous and unplanned, Meri said of her and Cody's honeymoon in Wyoming, where they spent no more than a few days. We had no plan. We just drove and drove, staying wherever we felt like stopping, Cody said of his honeymoon with his second wife, Janelle. So literally every other honeymoon, he was like, hey, do you want to get in the back of my van? Like, quite literally, he said, do you want to get in the back of my van? Someone said that this is a cultural reset. I love this. And so that's what I meant when I told y'all, like, the stuff not on the show, way more important, way more telling, the stuff not on the show. He says it was spontaneous. I say laziness. Men say spontaneity, and what they mean is that I'm lazy and I don't want to make a plan. I'll say it. By the time he married Christine, he stopped trying to plan honeymoons at all. She said, I was even more devastated when I learned he hadn't planned a honeymoon. I was hoping we'd finally have a romantic getaway, something special that told me how thrilled he is to have me in his family. This broke my heart, because keep in mind, he proposed to her on the first date. She's never had romance from this man. She was probably holding out, praying that, like, this trip was going to be so romantic and so amazing, and then it's fucking a road trip with Cody Brown where he didn't even plan anything. Her honeymoon was nothing more than a drive through the sticks of Montana. You have to pay me to drive through Montana. If that was my honeymoon, I'd be divorced. I would beat everyone's record for how quick they got divorced. I'd be like, we're getting divorced right here in the car. Is the divorce lawyer in the vehicle with us right now? Like, immediately no. Immediately no. See, they live, like, all in these states. Like, they've moved hella times. I couldn't even I think if you asked them, they couldn't keep track of the moves. But anyway, in 2011, they moved to Las Vegas. They left Lehi, Utah, because apparently when they were on the show, the government of Utah was like, well, we're going to go after you for being polygamist because we don't do that here. Because Utah is trying to get that stereotype away from them. So Utah is really strict on polygamists, which I know seems kind of counterintuitive, but because the FLDS church doesn't do polygamy and the FLDS church kind of runs Utah, they're really anti-polygamous there. And on the show, they were like packing up their car and there were sirens in the back. There was an investigation, but they were not being actively pursued and they did not have any charges against them. But that being said, I would probably leave if there was an investigation family too. So they said it was because the government of Utah was coming after them. So they moved to Las Vegas, and then they move into rental houses. They move into rental houses in Las Vegas, and they say, well, we're going to build houses so that we can all be near each other and all be together. So the rental houses, Meri and Robyn, I think, were walking distance from each other, but Janelle and Christine weren't, but they were all still pretty close by. They lived within about 2 miles of each other while they worked on getting the financing and, like, the money and all of that to be able to build houses in a cul-de-sac together. So Robyn's favoritism from the jump again. Also, before I talk about that, they say that being apart in the rental houses was really bad for their family. It really affected their marriages. Cody was super stressed out because, like, having your stuff in more than one place, I can admit to that because I stay at my boyfriend's house all the time. So, like, a lot of my stuff is at his house, a lot of it's at my house. It's stressful to not have, like, a settled place. So apparently Cody was being a huge asshole and was super stressed all the time. And they said that this was just a dark time. So that is kind of weird to me that they live apart again. But anyway, so they're getting the finances. They finally are able to start building their houses. They were in rentals for 2 years. I think it took them a year to build. So Robyn's favoritism from the jump again. Cody expressed that he wanted, like, the houses are on a cul-de-sac. I'm going to show pictures for those of you on TikTok. All the pictures are on Twitch. First link in my link tree. Cody has a cul-de-sac of 4 houses, and they were going to build them like 1, 2, 3, 4. He wanted them to start Robyn's first. It's extra fucked up that he wanted to start Robyn's first because Robyn didn't have her financing yet. So, because Robyn had really bad credit and a lot of debt. I think it was Christine and Janelle, they had both worked and they were able to get their financing approved much sooner. So to me, why would you start building a house that you don't know if you're going to be able to buy, when instead you could start building a house that you're already pre-approved on, so you know once it's built, you can push through the paperwork and get the house. They made it seem like everything was sunshine and rainbows in the first season. Honestly, when you look back at it, all of it becomes so, like, I used to watch it and I was like, oh, they're pretty normal. But like, now I watch it and I'm like, the writing is on the walls. Robyn brought $30,000 worth of debt into the family, which if you look at it, lots of the wives have had debt. So that's like, it's a lot of money. But to them, I could see where debt is very normalized to them. That was so dumb of him. No, literally. They really don't make smart financial decisions at all. So here are the Vegas houses. They lived there from 2013 to 2018. They were very nice. A lot of people are like myself included, are questioning, why did they ever leave the Vegas houses? Because you had big, nice houses where you had room for everyone. Everyone's house was roughly the same. Like, it was fair. Everyone was close by. Everyone had their privacy, all of that. One part that I didn't include, but is very, very funny to me, is that Meri pitched a huge fucking fit over making sure that she had a big house, because they built houses with a developer. For those of you that don't know this, which would be most of you, because I didn't know this till I started working in real estate, when you are building a house with a developer, a lot of times that developer will have between like 5 to 20 floor plans, and then you pick which house they want to build. You are not designing it. Like, they're like, pick which one you want. Meri wanted a layout that was 5 bedrooms, because it had a big kitchen. And she was like, well, I care about the kitchen, not the bedrooms. And they were like, well, you have to pick one of the layouts. So Meri, it was the wet bar. So Meri gets this giant house when Meri has one child. And this is another example of how manipulative I think Meri is, because every time someone was like, you only have one child, like, do you really need this much space? Meri would go, am I being punished for my infertility with getting a smaller house? That's not fair. Like, girl, be fucking for real. Be for real. Be fucking for real for 1 second, Meri. Like, what do you mean, am I being punished for my infertility? What? It's less to clean. You literally don't need it. What are all those rooms for? Meri was in it for the emotional blackmail. Exactly. She loved art and it wasn't about money. And then she cries over her one kid, and her kid, like, high-key hates her. Leon, like, I think does not fuck me. Oh, sorry, I said I wasn't going to talk about them. So one of my many is Cody Brown running from house to house in Vegas, rooms for all her LuLaRoe. That is true. We'll talk about this more later, but most of the wives are in pyramid schemes, and Meri is in LuLaRoe, and Meri was one of the first wives in a pyramid scheme. So let's watch Cody running from house to house. For those of you that are on TikTok, we are looking at photos and videos on Twitch. It's the first link in my bio, and it is free to join if you would like to see here.
You know, we got 100 yards nearly from going house to house, crisscross and all.
I hate this video.
I can get from one house to the other very quickly without breaking a sweat. That sprint is developing my gluteus maximus. Do you want to see?
That video. I literally hate the VM ring. I don't know why. It just bothers me so much. How much time are you saving by running? They are a cul-de-sac apart. How much time could you possibly be saving by running from house to house? I get it. It doesn't make sense. So there were problems in Vegas as well. In season 3, episode 4, I watched a lot of Sisterwives to prepare for this. In season 3, episode 4, Christine said that she thinks Cody is catering to Robyn's needs and Robyn's children. I don't think he's being very equal with his time. She also said, again, another example of Christine being a good sister wife, I want to put the blame on Cody, not Robyn. Robyn's wonderful. So Christine had this argument with him, basically saying, like, you are catering to Robyn's kids and Robyn's needs and all of her time. And he was saying, like, I spend the same number of at each house. But Christine was saying, she's like, yeah, but you get to my house late at night and then you leave first thing in the morning. Because he would go to Christine's house to sleep after he had put Robyn's kids to bed with her. So that means one set of kids is getting two parents tucking them in and being loving towards them, while one set of kids, or three other sets of kids, are not. And then also, Robyn was saying, she was, when they were in the cul-de-sac, she was like, yeah, it's always fun when all the teenagers come to my house and eat all my food, which I think was a weird way to phrase that. She said, the teenagers come and ransack my kitchen. And then she said, that's always fun. You said you wanted the big family. If you are marrying a man that has lots of teenage children, you need to be okay with the fact that your grocery bill is going to skyrocket. They're going to eat your food. And they are probably going to be mean to you at some point in time. That is what you're signing up for when you marry a man with teenagers. And you can be a very loving and amazing sister, wife, mother, stepmother, whatever you want to call it, but you need to know that that is expected behavior from teenagers. And you've been telling these kids, this is your mom. So obviously you feel like you can go in there and take food. I think it's weird that they were doing that at all. And then sometime in season 6 or 7, I can't remember the exact episode, Christine and Cody got in another big fight about him prioritizing Robyn. And this is the part of the fight that I think is so important to me. She posted a sign on the fridge that said, do not take anything without Robyn's permission. I forgot about that. It's all coming together. Yes, Robyn had a sign on her fridge that said, don't take anything without permission from Robyn, or what was nanny's name? I can't remember. She had a nanny. It said Robyn or Mindy. Mindy was the nanny's name. But anyway, Christine and Cody got in another big fight where Christine made a comment that I think is very telling. Christine made a comment about grocery money being distributed evenly. Keep in mind, at this point, Robyn has 3 kids, baby. Christine has 6 kids in her house, and a lot of them are teenagers. Teenagers are expensive to feed. So Christine not feeling like she's getting enough grocery money, that's heartbreaking to have to ask your husband to prioritize your grocery money over his sister wife. Terrible. So sad. All right. Teacher plays. So, Christine admitting to Robyn ruining her relationship with Cody. I think that caption was a little aggressive. Also, I accidentally cropped out this person's watermark. It's Illuminati, naughty, like naughty or nice. Oh, it's Sister Wives clips. Just kidding, I lied. Oh my God, it was fucking doing this the other day. The audio doesn't work on it. But basically, in this clip, she basically says that he's spending all this time with Robyn. She's really upset by this. And then she also feels like Robyn is helping her relationship because Robyn talks to Cody about these things. Look at Nearpod, fucking flopping again with clips. Also, Cody almost let Truly perish at age 3. This was in 2013. Oh, put captions? Will that work? Let me see. I don't think that this has captions. Yeah, it doesn't. Lame. No, this was happening the other night and I thought I fixed it. It's Nearpod fucking up. Nearpod has like really been a bitch lately. But anyway, back to Cody almost letting Truly perish when he was in charge of her. So Truly, Cody said that him and Christine's marriage never recovered from this moment. He was like, Christine has always hated me since this happened. So Truly fell ill while the 4 wives were away on a trip without Cody. So the 4 wives were in San Francisco. They were shopping for dresses because they were going to do like a family recommitment ceremony. So they're away. They're in San Francisco shopping for dresses. So Cody is in charge of all kids by himself. But keep in mind, lots of teenagers there that can help as well. So Cody was responsible for caring for all the kids, but it soon became obvious that Aspen and the other kids were doing more active parenting, especially when it came to Truly. By the time the wife came home, Christine found Truly in even worse condition. At the point where Truly had been sick for 5 days. So Christine decided to take Truly to the doctor because Truly had remained listless and had gone cross-eyed. Christine went to the doctor alone, and the doctor was extremely worried about Truly and said, you need to take her to the hospital immediately because he said maybe she has a brain tumor, maybe she has meningitis, maybe she has kidney failure. He said she was in really, really bad shape. So, once admitted to the hospital, Christine became worried that Truly may not recover because the doctor said you need to make peace with saying goodbye while your child's in the hospital. Truly had like all these tubes on her. It was terrible. She was in so much pain. She was suffering so much. She was so sick. Where was I? She was completely dehydrated and her kidneys had shut down. If your child is sick with the flu, you need to be pumping them full of fucking like water, Pedialyte, Gatorade, lots of things to try and help them stay hydrated, because you get dehydrated when you're sick, especially when you're little and your kidneys are really, really tiny. So Cody later explained that Truly's kidneys had shut down because she had gotten sick with the flu and didn't drink enough water. Cody had been the adult in charge during this time when Truly was in desperate need of staying hydrated. So because Cody left his sick 3-year-old with teenagers, because they're teenagers. You can't leave a 3-year-old with a teenager. Truly became severely dehydrated, when in fact, all that was wrong with her is she had the flu. The flu can be very dangerous, but a lot of times, if you manage the flu at home, you can be okay. So the fact that she had to be hospitalized for dehydration is like really, really depressing. He blames Christine that he almost killed their baby and she didn't forgive enough. This dude doesn't know how to parent at all. No. Like actually horrifying. Me said Cody ignored his sick child and put her at risk. Are we surprised? Are we shocked? Are we surprised? I'm not surprised. I'm 0% surprised. I've never been surprised, actually. So then Robyn begins to enter her legal wife era. Robyn wanted Cody to be able to adopt her kids because Robyn was saying, I was with this abusive man. What if I get in a car accident? What if I get sick? My kids are going to go back to my ex-husband. So she was like, I really want Cody to legally adopt children so that if something happens to me, Cody will have custody of my children. Keep in mind, you cannot be legally married to more than one person at one time, and Cody is legally married to Meri. So Cody legally divorced Meri in 2014 while staying spiritually married in order to legally marry Robyn so he could adopt her children. So he divorces Meri and legally marries Robyn. At the time, he insisted his divorce from Meri was only so they could legally restructure the family. And he assured the family that him and Meri's union would remain unchanged, and Janelle warned that she thought this might make people feel like Robyn was the favorite, and Cody harshly denied this and said that the legal wife does not matter. You also don't even have to be legally married to adopt kids. If their father signs off, anyone can do it. Very interesting, because the father did sign off. That is a fact. The father signed off on this. Hopefully the audio works on this one.
You guys need to know that.
Okay, I hate that there's a song in the background of this, but I kind of clip without the song, so I'm sorry about that. This is when they told Janelle and the whole adults that Robyn was going to become the legal wife. This was in 2015,
That's
season 8.
It's about the kids.
She's done in Vegas. I remember asking her, I'm like, I need to leave.
So this is the same podcast that I talked about before. This is around the same time where Christine was venting to Janelle privately, not on the show. Christine was venting to Janelle and saying, I want to leave Cody. I want to leave Cody. And then this is what Janelle said to her in response to her wanting to leave Cody.
I need to leave. I don't want to be married to Cody anymore, and I can't. And she looked at me, she goes, until you can support yourself financially by yourself, you are not going to leave. I'm
worried that somehow this will mean that you somehow favoring Robyn, or that the balance of...
Then I'm going to ride off with her into the sunset. As long as Meri never behaves any different, and as long as...
Also, his phrasing, as long as Meri never behaves differently, and as long as Robyn doesn't behave differently, this won't affect anything.
If Robyn never behaves any differently, nothing will change.
As long as you don't behave any differently.
I won't behave any differently.
Actually, the song makes it. But yeah, I just wanted you all to see that smash of clips. That is abuse. No, literally. What does he do for work? Talked about this a little bit before and we'll talk about it again, but he sells weapons like at gun shows, like novelty items and historical items, and he's a arms dealer essentially, but not in like a foreign government way, in like a collect way. So, we're going to enter Meri's catfish era in Vegas. So right around the time that Meri got legally divorced from Cody, she says that was a really hard time for her, and that made her susceptible to falling for this catfish situation. If you don't know what a catfish is when someone on the internet talks to you, but they are pretending to be somebody else. Also, everyone that's on TikTok right now, I love you all so much, but if you want to see the videos, they are on Twitch. First link in my bio, free join. Peace and love, gossip girl. Yes, Meri was the OG wife. Meri was the first wife. Meri married Cody when she was only 19. So Meri and her cat era. We're going to listen to a couple things as well as the voicemails. Not Meri's situationship era. Okay, so we are going to talk about way more than they talked about on the show. I kind of wanted to intro it with what they talked about on the show because I felt like, I don't know, it was relevant. But this is who catfished her. Jackie Overton on the left is the catfish, and then Sam Cooper is the man on the right, who was a fictional character that Jackie Overton made up. The show pushed it under the rug. So, catfish era details. Meri and Sam flirted on Twitter publicly at first, then privately, spoke phone and texted. Some say that what they shared could not be classified as an affair, but Meri's faith declares a spiritual marriage as just as binding, so in the eyes of her religion, it was indeed a no-no. Part of why Cody treats Meri so bad is because he's like, you cheated on me. Like, you cheated on me, so I'm not going to leave you because God says I can't do that, but I'm not going to be romantic with you and I don't love you. That's kind of their vibe right now. Can I just say catfishing is absolutely unhinged behavior. Alrighty, so, where was I? Sam swept Meri off her feet and collected around 200 voicemails with Meri's voice gushing, whining, and flirting up a storm. Why is Meri misspelled in here? Meri proclaimed her love to Sam, counseled Sam, and giggled with Sam over and over. The couple shared their hopes, fears, and intimate thoughts. Meri was heard dissing Cody and then later planned her escape into her dreamboat savior's arms. Meri also sent dozens of photos, many body in nature. We will be looking at the photos for those of you on TikTok if you would like to see the photos. Twitch is where we are seeing the photos, including soapy legs, provocative bananas, denim, and sultry poses. Also, Jackie Overton wrote a book called Almost Married because Meri was like gonna leave Cody to be with Sam. The book has terrible reviews on Amazon and I have not read it. I don't really want to support someone that like went after a vulnerable woman and scammed the fuck out of them, so I don't really want to buy that book and give that person money. But if anyone knows where I can find a book PDF, let me know. Sexy denim. Not the sexy denim. This is a photo of Meri Brown with a banana in her mouth that she sent to her catfish lover. Also, one time Meri did a live stream making banana bread, and I feel like she did it as a joke. Like, I feel like that on purpose. Fully. The chat just being, no. It's so bad. It's so bad. Here's the rest of the photos. This is where she scratched his name into her leg. If this is not the sign of a and deeply traumatized woman, I don't know what is. Again, I have never seen the chat. I literally cannot read it. It's going so fucking fast. Yes, Meri was so bad. I didn't think bananas meant literal bananas. Meri did. This is rough. Also, another layer of this. Meri's son, Leon, or Meri's non-binary child, Leon, at this time was Mariah. Meri had been venting to their child about, oh, I'm talking to this guy, whatever. Which, like, one, you shouldn't talk to your child about that, especially when you're married to your child's father. Two, Mariah, that was their name at the time, had been spending the entire summer saying, you are catfish. This is weird. Something wrong. Stop talking to this person. So that is why Leon and Meri today, I think, have a very strained relationship. Actually, in COVID times, they kind of came back together and are better now, I think. I don't really know, though. But anyway, I think that's part of why the relationship is so weird there, is because Leon, like, witnessed all of this happening and tried to warn their mother against this. And then Leon just, like, really wasn't listened to. And then now Mariah transitioned. Mariah now identifies as Leon and identifies as non-binary. Their Instagram. But yeah, so it's like fucked up that Meri put their child in this situation as well. Like, Leon should never have been involved in this in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so how did the catfish era end? Meri tried to meet up with Sam at Disney World, because remember, she was like gonna leave Cody and marry Sam. Meri tried to meet up with Sam at Disney World, but then Jackie showed up and was like, LMAO, so Sam broke his foot. I'm his assistant. He sent me because he broke his foot, but like we can hang out and we can chill and it'll be awesome. Which, like, that's weird. But also, she did not leave. She went to Disney World all day with this person. She said it was a red flag, and that's when she kind of realized that there was a catfish. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, why she stayed at Disney World all day. She said, the catfish just started planting things in my head and telling me how horrible my family was, and specifically how horrible Cody was. She said that was one of the reasons I didn't want him around. I was just angry. I was just angry at him. I pushed Cody away. He's not the one I should have pushed away. So this is also when Meri went to Cody and said, like, I want you to not stay at my house for a little bit because I just need a little bit of space. And then Cody never, ever went back to Meri's house. He took that as like, okay, you're kicking me out. Goodbye. I'm gone. It was after that point that Cody really started to ignore Meri and said, well, you're my wife. I have a duty under God, but our romantic relationship is over. And Cody has said again and again, Meri could leave and she would not have to fight from me. The only reason he has not officially declared that he's like, I am divorced from Meri is because he views that as a no-no under God, pretty much. Can we see the pics again? Yes, there's the pictures again. A duty. Yeah, that's how you want your husband to view you, as a duty under God. Their most recent anniversary, cut the cameras. Here are the photos. Sam in her leg. She scratched his name into her leg, which is deeply concerning. No, please. Everyone else saying to get rid of the photo. Sorry. Alrighty. Shadoop. Here is some voicemails. I don't think we're going to listen to the whole thing. They're also very difficult to hear. I hope this works. It's an unknown error. No. If not, I can just open a new tab. Here, I'm just going to open it in a new window and find it that way. Give me 1 second. Oh, wait. Okay, I found it. Since it's not going to work on it, here are the voicemails. So there's the person that catfished her at Disney together. Here they are again, in the car together. History, no history.
And I wasn't comparing you. And anyway, you know what? Guess what? If I were to compare you, you win on all counts. You win on all fucking levels. Now I'm pissed.
Imagine
you don't think that
at 7:58 a.m.
You don't think that I think that you be out. You don't think that I think that you're taller, better looking. Very much better looking, by the way.
This reminds me of my dad being catfished out of 100,030 iPhones.
Leader. You care about me. You want me. You say that you're willing to fight for me. You say all these things about love.
At 7 in the morning. At 7 in the morning.
If I were to compare you, you win all the time.
For those of you on TikTok, you don't have to pay for Twitch. It's free, and you can see everything.
I know the pain of that. That's all that was. And that's not what I want with you. You know that. You need to just... I am fighting my darndest for you right now.
I'm going to skip to another part. Basically, the whole thing is just variations of this.
Give me a call. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I just do. Baby, I just got your message. There's no way to drive around in circles. You need to just go up or down. Don't take any side roads. Just down the main road. I don't even know if you're going to get this message.
Miss Meri.
I don't even know where you are. Anyway, just stay on the main road. Just drive. You're going to get to one side of the mountain or the other.
Not on my birthday.
And you can GPS your way to wherever you want to go. Give me a call. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I just do. Janelle?
Okay, so I don't really feel like listening to a full 7 minutes of this. You guys get the gist. Like, pretty much all of them are like that. Like, yeah, I'm glad you guys are agreeing like, this is batshit insane. We're on slide 67 of 88, so we probably will be wrapping up relatively not super far in the future, but who knows. Okay, so after Meri's catfish era, basically the catfish was threatening her a lot. I'm a Walmart parking lot on Twitch as well. He was threatening her a lot, she was threatening her a lot, and was like, I'm going to expose you, I'm going to tell your family, I'm going to do all these things, I'm going to come to your house, yada, 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 yada. So that's why Meri took so long to be like, hi, I need help, but then eventually she went to the family for help. So, moving on from the catfish era. Oh, I have to burp again. As cringy as the pics are and how much I was laughing, hearing her voice is really sad. I feel bad. I feel bad for her too. Like, is Meri the villain? Sometimes. But Meri's also very traumatized and very in a loveless marriage where a narcissist is abusing her. So, but anyway, moving on to the most important era, my Sisterwife's Closet era. So Sisterwives fans followed Browns on the journey of creating their jewelry and clothing business. However, there was pushback even from the beginning. People really struggled to kind of agree with each other, and the cameras caught all of that. This was really Robyn's idea. Robyn was kind of the one pushing for this, and Robyn was the one who like really wanted this to happen. So eventually Robyn got her dream and the business was launched. There was a lot of frustration from Robyn about how the other wives weren't investing enough time, money, or energy into this. Also, their website was getting 2.5 to 2 million clicks a month. That is so many clicks. They only made 500 sales in their first month. I will show you the jewelry and you will see why they only made 500 sales. Robyn was upset by that, and she felt like it's because the other wives weren't investing enough time, money, and energy, and they would go to trade shows and try and sell things, but like, you cannot have 4 adults working a trade show selling 13 pieces of jewelry in one weekend. That is so unprofitable. That's a terrible business model. Robyn should have been there by herself. Also, my Sisterwife's Closet, even though not all the jewelry is for polygamists, that's what it's giving. Robyn was upset that Christine and Janelle referred to this as a hobby business, and that Meri expressed interest in getting a degree to work with at-risk youth. Meri had worked as like an assistant at like an at-risk youth place, and she loved it when she was in Utah, but then she got fired for being a polygamist. So then Meri, like, I want to go to college and I want to get my degree and I want to go work with at-risk youth full-time. Robyn really didn't fuck with that. Also, update on my Sisterwife's Closet. They still have an active business license, but they have not been actively selling or putting out new items. Like, if you go to their website, it's like, check back soon for updates. They have not been doing that since COVID hit. So that's kind of where we're at with my Sisterwife's Closet. Here is a video that really age well.
But then there is a situation that I really want to go back to work with at-risk youth. I'm not sure how much time I want to devote to family business. Don't look at me that way. I want to.
Just wait.
But you're trying to not be a part of my family anymore. You like living apart. You want to go get a job all by yourself. You keep talking about how we're in different places. You say we're going to be a family.
This is unhinged. Not horrifying. Like, she's joking, but like, is she? Is she fully joking? Also, this is the jewelry. Here we are in its glory. The only thing that's not horrifyingly ugly is this like flame necklace and this opus. However, they are each $66. So I don't really know who's buying that. Also, this eternally intertwined earrings, originally $124.99, on sale for $95. So that's good. The friendship and love charms, just the charms, $65. The Clouda charm pendant, $106. The Diva designer t-shirt, $29.99. The secondhand embarrassment is killing me because she's not joking. Waves or flames. They have a mountain, an air, a water, and a fire because like all the earth signs or whatever. It's giving MLM. No, for real. Someone take the Clouda for them. That's appropriation. I'm sorry, it keeps skipping. I don't know what's happening. It's the Wi-Fi that I'm on. But anyway, then they moved to Flagstaff, Arizona in 2018. I feel like it's the prices of the ugly jewelry just show how narcissistic Robyn is. So in 2018, 2018, the family decided to make the move to Flagstaff, Arizona. Some people think this is because Robyn's son got into college there, but the story that the family has put out is they said we wanted to leave Vegas because Vegas was having a negative impact on their kids. Like, Vegas was a bad influence on their kids, so that's why they wanted to leave Vegas. Moving there was a major financial strain because it was very difficult to sell the houses in Vegas because they moved when school started, and most people want to buy a house before school starts, and it's hard to sell houses over the holidays because people don't really want to move over the holidays. So it took them a very long time to sell the houses. So at one point, they had 5 mortgages they were paying because they bought a piece of land, and then they still had their 4 houses in Vegas that they were paying the bills on. Some people say that they were no longer able to afford their houses in Vegas because their rate was going to change or something, so they wouldn't be able to make the payments. I don't really know. It's very hard to find. Where was I? So, at first, they moved to Flagstaff, and they bought this piece of land, and they were like, all right, everybody's going to be in rental houses, and then we're going to build on the land. But Flagstaff, Arizona is not a big city, so it's difficult to find rental houses there. So Janelle and Meri found rentals. Christine could not find a rental, so Christine had to buy a house. Christine used the money from her house in Vegas to buy her house in Flagstaff. Robyn could not find a rental, but Robyn kept saying, we'll find one, we'll find a perfect thing. Ended up not finding one, had to buy something, had to do it last minute, had to pay tons of money in storage for furniture, had to pay tons of money to leave a truck on their land, was paying a daily rate to live in their house before the closing paperwork could happen so that they could own it. They were just like bleeding money for Robyn's house because she kind of like dilly-dallied in the house process. They got balloon loans to build the house in Vegas, and they were about to inflate like crazy, so they had to sell them. That makes sense. Scott is literally right there, and it's less expensive. Yeah, so Flagstaff is expensive, apparently. So they purchased Coyote Pass. This is who owns these lands when they bought them. Cody and Janelle owned this part. Cody and Robyn owned a part. Cody, Janelle, and Meri owned a part, and then Cody, Christine, and Robyn owned a part. They said they did it this way because, like, people's credit and financing and having enough assets to back the loan. I don't really fucking know, but I think this is a weird-ass way to split up this land. $820,000 for just the land. Yeah, very, very weird. So basically their plan is they're like, well, we need to pay off all the land because right now you don't own one piece of land. You own 4 separate pieces of land. You cannot build that and then rezone it. You need to rezone it and then you can build on it. If you're going to build just on the individual pieces, it's fine. But if you want to re-divvy it up, you need to pay it off and then put everyone's name on the title and zone it as one piece of land. God, my real estate background literally coming in clutch right now. There are just so many easier ways for him to do all of this. No, literally, there were so many other choices that were not these. So here are the houses they were living in. This house on the top left is Robyn's house she owns. This is Christine's house that she owned. This is Janelle's first rental, and then this is Meri's rental. Meri moved into a house, and then the neighbors complained, so she moved out, but that was like within 1 week, so that I just don't really think that's that important. Why separate houses? So at this point, they're in separate houses because no one wanted to live together except for Janelle and Robyn, I think, at this point. Janelle and Robyn were down, but Meri and Christine were like, nope, not living with them again. We're traumatized. Absolutely not. We need separate houses. Also, I didn't know where to put this in, but here is Robyn breakdancing, and the next slide is going to be Robyn breakdancing, and then we will get back to Coyote Pass and the rentals and the fucking all of that. Also, I'm so sorry that the audio is glitchy on here. I hope it's not glitchy one. But the next slide has Robyn breakdancing, unfortunately. Here it is.
I have a few moves.
Is that what your mom was doing on the video? Wow.
That's Robyn's daughter, Ella.
I didn't do that. I wasn't doing this thing.
This is the most secondhand embarrassment I've ever had. Why is this happening?
I was about 18 years old.
This is when Robyn was 8.
Music videos, and we were watching them. It was really fun. The kid loved it.
Yeah, so I didn't know where to put that, so I just put it there. And yes, I will be saving this live. I'm hoping that the audio is not fucked up on this recorded version. Fucking knows. All right. No, you cannot fucking join my live. What the fuck? All right, so what the fuck these people do for money as we get into finances? So the trifecta of weapon sales, MLMs, and overpriced ugly jewelry is what they do for money. So Meri owns LuLaRoe. Meri also owns a B&B, bed and breakfast. The B&B, I didn't want to like take a slide for this, but basically it's an old house that Meri's like grandfather used to live in. It was owned by someone. It went up for sale, and Meri was like, it was a bed and breakfast that was owned by someone. The bed and breakfast was for sale, and Meri was like, I want to buy it so that my family home can stay within my family. And I think as a family, we should buy this because it's already a profitable business. Meri's a little bit of a girl boss. So Meri wanted to buy this already profitable business. And Cody basically said, no, we're not doing that. It's not a priority. This was like back in Vegas. So Meri joined LuLaRoe, and Meri sold those fucking ugly leggings until she could afford this house. Meri owns that B&B. She's 100% the owner, and she takes 100% profit from it. It's not a family business. It's Meri's. I don't know if it was profitable because they were the only guests. Robyn does Cody. So Janelle has always worked, and Janelle has done office jobs, bookkeeping, real estate, accounting, tax offices. Like, she's always done a lot of things. And then Christine has worked on and off. I could not find much information about what jobs Christine has had, but it seems like Christine has kind of done like not just minimum wage, I don't mean that in a bad way, but like retail, night shift, hourly, like that kind of jobs, especially like she didn't go to college. There's so many jobs you can get as a working mother without a college degree. So she worked on and off, but Christine was mainly the childcare mom. So Christine used to watch all 13 kids every day by herself while Janelle, Cody, and Meri were at work. And then everyone would come home, and then Christine would go to work at night while children watch themselves. So I can see she has some animosity. Yes, Christine got her real estate license in Vegas, but in Vegas, Christine kind of decided that her kids were too little and her kids needed too much attention, that she could not invest the time needed into a real estate career. So she didn't really work that much, or outside the home, I should say. So Christine was working 24/7. Yes, she was. Does Cody, that poor woman. Do these kids go to school? I think they've done homeschooling and regular public schooling. They've done both. But I know in Vegas their kids were going to school. And I think in Utah the older ones were, but the little ones weren't. So the Browns make around $50,000 per episode of Sisterwives, which is around $700,000 to $750,000 a year before taxes. That is a lot of money. But I personally don't think after taxes you can support 4 separate households and pay college tuition and food and cars and all of that. That's not really enough money to fund 4 households. I think it's more than enough to fund 1, but with the lifestyle they want to live, I don't think that's enough, is what I'm saying. I think they get paid way less now. You think so too? They also have the worst tax setup. Yes, they pay a lot in taxes because they're not legally married, all of them. So I can see why they have other jobs. Because if you want to live in $1 million house and drive a gazillion cars and have all these kids and pay for their college and pay for vacations and all this stuff, you cannot do that for 4 families on $700,000 a year before taxes. Because that's like $500,000 a year. And everything's so expensive. You guys know. Bitches can't houses in this economy with no kids. Yeah, for 4 mortgages, that's not a lot. Like, it's a lot, but for the context, it's also kind of not. It went from $150K per adult to $150K per season total. Oh, it used to be $150K per adult per season. Now it's $150K total. Also, Christine joined Plexus and started doing the MLM Plexus because she needed to pay for Isabel's surgery. Christine and Janelle should get legally married for taxes. That's what I'm saying. On that show, Seeking Sisterwives, that's a situation with one of them. Also, my phone is about to die. I'm so sorry to the TikTok people. Plexus is a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme thing. It's like drinks and diet supplements and stuff. So, COVID woes. Was super, super strict about COVID, but he's also not vaccinated and like low-key an anti-vaxxer, so really not understanding how that works. So he wanted the family to social distance. He basically was like, if everyone isolates, then I'll be able to go from house to house and it'll be fine and we won't get COVID. Christine and Janelle were not able to do this because they both had adult kids who worked outside their homes. They had kids who were 18, 19, 20, those kind of ages, that had jobs out in the world. So they were like, I cannot isolate my house because my kids live here and they have to go to work. So then Cody started only staying with Robyn because Robyn's kids, even though they're older, don't work. And they were able to isolate and like keep a COVID bubble. So when Isabel, oh wait, I skipped some parts. So when Cody was really only seeing Robyn, Christine says that Cody saw her kids 3 days out of 800 during COVID, and Isabel needed back surgery for scoliosis. And Cody said that he could not come due to the COVID risk. He said, I could not be away from my little kids for that long because it was going to be 6 weeks because you had to get there 2 weeks before to quarantine, have the surgery, 4 weeks of recovery, and then you could come home. So that's why he said he couldn't go because he couldn't be away from his kids for that long. And this was a turning point for Christine and the COVID rules. Cody said, your back is getting cut open. Wish I could be there. So sorry. Cody 1000% only cares about Aurora and Ariella. I think he cares about Brianna and Solomon as well. He needs to be put on child support. Why won't my wife evict my 19-year-old so I can see her twice a month? Yes, that's the other thing. Is that Cody really wanted Janelle to kick out her adults. He said, they're over 18. They shouldn't be in the house anymore so that I can come over. And Janelle was like, well, they're saving money to buy a home. I'm not going to kick them out so young because they need to be able to build that foundation. And Janelle was like, the economy's different than it was when we were young. Housing is so expensive. I need to help my kids build their foundation. So he really didn't fuck with that. Even though Robyn's kids, her oldest, is over 18 and does still live with them. So, moving on. Christine seeing that Robyn gets full-time help while being unemployed after she spent 20 years working, caring for 13 kids. Because Robyn also has a full-time nanny. We love that for Robyn. I think I skipped a slide. Oh, yeah, I did. So, Robyn always has a nanny or childcare provider. Early on in the engagement, McKelty moved in with Robyn to try and help Robyn with her kids. I think it was for like the summer or something. And then in Vegas, they had a cousin, Mindy, that lived with Robyn to help her with her kids. And again, at no point in time has Robyn had out of the home employment. And even during COVID, Robyn had a full-time nanny. She says that she needed the nanny so that she doesn't have to rely on Cody to help with childcare. But if you're not leaving the house, then why? And he's always at the house. It's just not making sense to me because he's there every day, but you can't ask him for help. So you have a nanny, but you're there and 3 of your kids are teenagers. You only have 2 children that need watching. The rest of them are in high school and college. You don't need a nanny for them. So it's really not adding up. He's fixing to marry that nanny. So Christine asked $1 million question, what does the nanny do? A lot of people think that Christine meant you don't deserve a nanny. Christine has time and time again said, no, I was referring to what COVID protocols does the nanny follow? Because you're not allowing me and my kids to come over and spend time with you. But this nanny does. So what is the nanny doing that we aren't doing? Because this whole time, they had been asking for Cody, like, give us clear COVID guidelines, and he wouldn't do it. But then he has the nanny there, so she was, what is the rules for the nanny? We can follow the same rules. And yes, Christine mentioned that when they hired Mindy, it broke her heart that Robyn didn't ask her to do it. Christine volunteered to watch Robyn's children. Christine said, I'd love to help you with your kids. I love children. I'd love to help you, blah, 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 blah. And then when Robyn hired a nanny, Christine was really hurt by that because she was like, the whole point of polygamy is that we help each other with our kids. You shouldn't have to hire somebody. Like, I can help you. I'm happy to help you. But Robyn was saying, no. So, this is this is really sad. I'm going to trigger warning that, like, if you have an aggressive narcissistic parent, this might be difficult to watch. This is showing the difference between how Cody treats his 16-year-old adopted child compared to his biological child, truly. This is, like, the saddest thing to me.
Panic attacks, sometimes triggered by stress.
It stresses Aurora out when the two of us are not, like, totally in love and harmonious.
Right. Can we stop the word power battle thing if we're not gonna continue actually discussing this one?
Oh, she picked the favorite child.
What were you just saying, Aurora? You mean power battle? What do you mean?
Dayton's seeing
So she's having a panic attack. Panic attacks are real. Everyone should have compassion from their parents.
She can't talk and she can't walk.
She sees us as you
also,
know, like,
don't love the way he's carrying her.
Together, that safe place for her.
That's not
So if we're not,
like,
if we're fighting about things, keep holding it up. Keep holding it up. Keep walking. I didn't realize when I was buying the bike for her, she was going to have major issues. Just walk. You gotta. Okay. But you be patient. Let's go now. Paddle. Paddle. I am holding you.
I don't feel safe. Please don't ride that close to me.
Also, I just have to say, I really stand Truly's communication skills when she said, I don't feel safe. Please don't ride that close to me. Like, that is a child that has learned from their parent how to communicate and advocate for yourself. Like, I love Christine's parenting. The fact that her daughter was able to, at that young of an age, say, I don't feel safe. Please don't ride that close to me. Also, for my talk people, I just plugged my phone in, but I'm going to have to hold you now, so it's going to be a little unstable because I can't lean you anymore. But anyway, I love Christine for that. You can so see Christine's parenting style within this.
You hit the brake. Then hit the brake. I'm really trying to be patient here. As
I don't want to do this.
That's too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna ride a bike.
This is not fair. I should be able to choose what I want.
No, you're too young.
She said, I should be able to choose what I want.
It's my choice. This is my body, and I'm not going to ride a bike.
It's my choice. This is my body, and I'm not going to ride a bike. That is a child who's going to advocate for themselves. Christine should read a parenting book. If I saw my child say that to somebody, I would be like, yes, you are right. I'm going to teach you how to ride a bike because it's a good life skill. But you are right. You have the right to, when you do not feel safe, to look at someone and say, I do not feel safe. I don't feel safe. Please don't do this to me. Love.
There's no crying in baseball, sweetheart.
This isn't baseball.
When he says there's no crying in baseball, and she says this isn't baseball.
It's bike riding. It's easier than baseball. What else?
I'm trying my best.
No, you're not.
That broke my heart when he said go in the house, and she said I'm trying my best, and then he said no, you're not. If a child looks at you and says, I'm trying my best, and your response is anything other than, thank you for trying your best. How can I do a better job of supporting you? Because I know you can do this. Like, I'm actually going to cry when kids are treated bad, especially girls. That's my misandry coming out. Sorry about that. But it just made me so sad that her dad treated her that way when she was doing such a good job advocating for herself and such a good job communicating. And it just made me really, really sad that she experienced that. So, spark notes of the COVID woes, because I'm kind of tired talking about COVID, and basically the last 3 seasons of Sisterwives, all they talk about is COVID, so I'm just going to give you a very abridged version. Robyn and Cody were super strict. They did Thanksgiving 2020 apart because Janelle and Christine's kids couldn't quarantine because of work. They were able to do Christmas together because then everyone was able to quarantine. And then Ariella, Robyn's youngest daughter, demanded that the entire family get together for her birthday. Her birthday is like January 11th, I think. I had to look it up. I didn't just know that. But anyway, they all had to gather for her birthday. So they all did. Shocker. When he has refused to see his other children in months, when his favorite child, his youngest child that he calls his sweetheart and his baby, says, I want everyone to come together for my birthday, he says, everyone, come to Robyn's house, come together. So the funny part is, right after her birthday, it comes out that the nanny has COVID. And it exposed everyone. But I don't really think anyone got it. There wasn't really a moment where everyone got COVID at this time. So then Cody just kept being an asshole about COVID, but then Cody and Robyn got COVID. They think that one of their kids brought it home from school. Everyone in the house got COVID except for one of their oldest daughters. And Cody was so emotional that he couldn't see her because one of the daughters, the older ones that didn't get COVID, is because when they started showing symptoms, her bedroom in the basement had like an outside door. So she just like locked herself in her room and isolated from her family and then would like go up to get food and a mask. And he said that he was crying because he couldn't see her for a few days because she was in the basement quarantining from him. And that she came up with a mask crying and he was like, I just miss you so much. The goddamn nanny, what does she do? Transmit viruses. Emotional that he was in the same house but couldn't be near her when he sees all of his other kids. Yes, and then the part about Gabe's birthday. So, I think that's on the next one. Yeah, that's on the next slide. So, COVID differences. When Janelle and her kids got COVID, Cody didn't give a single fuck. I don't think Meri and Christine have ever had COVID. And then when Robyn got it, Cody took her to the hospital. He was like scream crying because he was so terrified. And then when Cody had COVID, he called his son Gabe. Gabe was one of the first people in the family to get COVID. Gabe got it at work pretty early on. Gabe is Janelle's son. He called Gabe on Gabe's birthday to be like, hey man, what was it like when you had COVID? How fast did you get better? What did you experience? And it was Gabe's birthday. And Gabe made the decision to not say anything and to just answer his questions and hang up the phone. So Gabe leaves that conversation being heartbroken. There's a clip of Gabe talking about this if you want to go find it. It's too sad, I can't watch it. Of Gabe saying that's going to be like the last conversation I have with my dad, where Gabe basically said like, in Cody's eyes, it's a normal conversation, but in Gabe's eyes, it's like, my dad did not care about my birthday. And if you look at earlier seasons, the Brown family goes hard as fuck for birthdays. The Brown family loves a birthday. The Brown family loves celebrating birthdays. So then Cody called Gabe again later to tell him happy birthday and try and make up for it. I think Robyn told Cody to do that, personally. Because I think Robyn and Gabe's birthdays are close together or something. I don't remember. But I think Robyn probably was like, call your fucking child. This is what I think happened behind the scenes. I think Cody was like, oh, I just talked to Gabe. He said on day 5 he felt this. And then Robyn was like, oh, did you tell him happy birthday? And then Cody was like, fuck his birthday. And then called him back. That's what I think happened here. Or Cody was saying that to one of their adult kids. And now Cody keeps saying he's traumatized. And he's like, yeah, there's a scene in an earlier season where Cody says nobody gets their birthday forgotten around here, and they make a huge deal of birthdays. But anyway, he skirted past that part real quick in the interview. That's how you know the producers hate him, because they didn't ask him to talk about it. And now Cody keeps saying, I've been so traumatized from COVID, even though, exactly, drama queen. He said he only had a 99.8 fever. He was sick for a couple of weeks, and I'm sure that sucked, but like, you didn't die. You weren't even hospitalized. Robyn wasn't even hospitalized. They took her to the hospital. They ran a bunch of tests on her, and they said, yep, you've got COVID. It's pretty bad, but it's not life-threatening. Bye-byes, go home. TTYL. Get plenty of sleep. Drink plenty of water. The wives love birthdays. Cody doesn't remember unless Christine tells him, except for Robyn's kids. Probably because Robyn tells him. So, finances. Also, I'm going to unplug my phone again because I'm tired of holding it. And we're almost done. Oh my God, I can't believe we've already been here for like 2 hours over. So I'm fuzzy on the details from here. From what I've gathered, the proceeds from Vegas, the Vegas homes, were used to buy the land and Christine and Robyn's house. They cannot build on Coyote Pass until they pay it off to rezone it. So Christine sold her piece to Cody and Robyn for $10, just as like a legality. You can't do it for free. And then Christine sold her house in Flagstaff and used the money to buy a new house for herself and Truly in Utah, because Christine's adult kids, her mother, her sister, a lot of her family lives in Utah. So that's why she moved to Utah. And that's why she was like, You guys can just have my piece of Coyote Pass. I don't care. I'll sell the house that I live in, and then I'll use that to buy a new house. Like, Christine tried to keep it very fair and very cut and dry. Janelle was living in a like fifth wheel RV trailer thing, an RV, a trailer, on Coyote Pass because she wanted to try and save money to build, because she was like, we need to prioritize building this house, so I'm going to live on the land, because she was like, we've been here for a couple years, and we're just procrastinating. I live in Flagstaff, and I always forget they live here. Literally, can we go to Coyote Pass? $10 to cut ties with her shit ex-husband is a steal, to be honest. But yeah, so Janelle was like, I'm going to live on Coyote Pass because we've been procrastinating. If I'm here every day, then I will be forced to prioritize this. And then Cody really hated that, and it caused a lot of fights, yada, yada, yada. And then Janelle, because winter was coming and they hadn't started building yet and nowhere close to building, winter came, so Janelle moved her and her daughter, Savannah, who's like her youngest living at home still, into a very basic 2-bedroom apartment in Flagstaff, which brings us to the present day money situation or housing situation. So here are some finance details I found on Robyn's home. We're also going to look at many pictures of Robyn's home. August 2019, Cody Brown and Robyn Brown purchased the 4,395 square foot home in Flagstaff for $890,000. They put $222,000 down and take out a 30-year mortgage. Then in April of 2020, they take out a home equity line of credit of $150,000. I am not a finance expert, so take that with a grain of salt. But a home equity line of credit is basically, if you own your house, let's say I own my house, I've paid half of it off. If I need money, I can take money from my house and then I just owe more on my house to the bank. You have to get approved. It's a lot more complicated from that. But that's one of the benefits of being able to own, that's one of the benefits of owning a home, is that you can get a line of credit from the equity you have in your house because it's an asset. So then November of 2021, Robyn and Cody take out a second mortgage on the property and then take out $130,000 home equity line of credit. So lots of money coming out of this house. And then in December, they pay off their first mortgage. So they have 2 mortgages. I don't really understand like how that works, but they have 2 mortgages. They paid off one. They still have to pay off the rest. And then in December of 2021, they also close out their first home equity line of credit. So it seems like they're pulling money out of their house, but then they're also paying it off. It's like very confusing. And yes, I will show the family tree again. So here's Robyn's house. It's very, very, very nice. Here's a pic of it. Here's her big driveway. There's the front door. Here's all of their adult kids' cars, as well as Cody and Robyn's cars. Here's their little side yard. Another garage right here. Here is Robyn's kitchen. Extremely nice. Here is the bedroom. Does Robyn own it? Robyn and Cody own it together. Both their names are on the deed of this house. Never let them know you're next to and then here's a pic of the living room. You can see there's the kitchen again. It looks a little different though. I think it's the lighting actually, or maybe they changed the paint color. Yeah, they changed the paint color. It's green here and it was brown before. Do they have pets? No. Great point. Robyn has also, for those of you on TikTok, I'm live on Twitch. First link in my bio if you want to see the pictures. Yeah, Robyn has publicly said she's not a pet person. She doesn't really like animals. Cody eats dogs apparently. And there's a scene of Robyn kicking a dog. She's like walking into the house and the dog walks up to her because Meri had a dog and she like kind of kicks it out of the way. Yeah. Have you noticed they don't film inside? Yes. There's also a rumor they never film inside Robyn's house. They always film outside the house. And there's a rumor that Robyn is a hoarder. And if you look in the windows, because they film a lot outside of her house, like sitting in her yard and stuff. And if you look in the windows, there's hella Amazon boxes. Like there's hella stuff like everywhere. So a lot of people think that she's a hoarder, which again, this is a trauma-informed Sisterwife stream. Hoarding is extremely common for people that experienced poverty. So it makes sense that she spent years as a single mother struggling to put food on the table for her children. Now that she has financial support from her husband and his other wives, where she could kind of an Amazon addict, always be buying stuff for her kids. That's my theory. Is it's like a I never had this, so now I have to get as much as I can. Gwen said her house was super clean but hasn't seen it in 2 years. Oh, Gwendolyn Brown said that's not true. Interesting. Also, where someone said she was single for 5 months, I don't think that's true because she got divorced in 2007 and then she married Cody in 2010. But yeah, here's Robyn's house, which apparently is super clean. Apparently I was wrong. But that brings us to today. Christine has decided to leave the family. We're not going to get into many of the details about that because it's been all over TikTok, like I'm sure you've seen, and that's really all that it is. Christine has said, I've decided to leave the family due to everything that we've talked about for this entire last 2 hours and 16 minutes. Christine decided to leave and says, I am divorced. She moved to Utah, and she said the main reason she decided to do that was so that she could surround Truly with people that loved her, because it was just her and Truly in her house, just the two of them. So now she moved closer to her adult kids like Aspen, and Aspen's husband, and some of her Queen's family, like her parents and her sister and stuff, so that she can kind of be there due to gestures widely. Exactly. So now on the tell-all thing, Janelle said that her and Cody are separated. She has not said divorced. And then Meri said she guesses it's over because they showed Meri a clip where Cody said, I don't consider myself married to Meri. And then Meri was like, oh, I guess we're not married then. And then they were like, would you consider reconciling? And Meri was like, yeah, I would, because Meri has low self-esteem. So it is frickin' time to climb. We're going to play a little Sisterwives trivia game. If you have a phone or if you're on a computer, you can do it in another tab. Go to join.nearpod.com and enter that code. We'll do the Himalaya one. That's as close as we can get to Flagstaff. Actually, no, there's a Christmas one. We're doing the Christmas one. I feel bad for Meri. I also feel bad for Meri. So if you would like to play the game, either go to join.nearpod.com and enter the code MPC9Z. You do have to make an account. I'm not collecting your email. I will not send you anything. Nearpod will not make you make an account. If it says to download the app, you don't have to. Just do it in a web browser. Or if you're on a computer, I just put a link in the chat that you can just open that in a new tab to join. For those of you that are on TikTok right now, this is on Twitch. You're free to join because I just verbalized the code to you. I'll say it again. MPC9Z. So I'll give you a couple minutes to jump on there. Robyn was so stuck on Christine sleeping with another man to end the marriage. Because Robyn has like 3 brain cells and was raised in a cult. So Robyn can't compute divorce from polygamy. Because Robyn was like, well, I was abused, so that's different. Oh my goodness, I reached my maximum students. I thought they took that away. Well, 250, you got it. I'm going to send this to Nearpod again because we've been having problems lately. Actually, I delete people that aren't here. Delete some of the people that aren't here. Remove. I can make you a co-teacher. That's disturbing. This is too many clicks and my computer sounds like a rocket ship. So, I'm sorry. We hit max students. I'll get on top of Nearpod about that. But this is the first time that's ever happened to me. This feels like depression and also a little bit of a compliment as well. I'll delete some more people. Remove. Delete somebody on accident. So I'm just gonna 232 people of the game. If you made it in the game, congratulations. If you did not make it into the game, better luck next time to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit start. It's Sisterwives trip. I'm sorry, the game is full. It would only let me put in 250 people. I lost the game. Also, it rates you on how fast you are and if you're correct. Can we do a Dawn and Kate +8? I'm into that. Plus, I need something quick because I don't have time to prepare. This is kind of like Kahoot, yeah, but it's better in my opinion. Yes, you can hear the music. It's because I'm using a mic. Yes, I upload to YouTube the app. I'll upload it tonight. It might take a while to process, but I will upload it tonight. Sorry, someone texted me and I don't know who they are. Dancing like Robyn. What would y'all do if I just hit the Robyn breakdance right now? What would you do if I hit the Robyn breakdance? That's what I want to know. New TikTok trend, the Robyn breakdance? No, not the Robyn breakdance. Hit the Robyn. Hit the Robyn. I don't know why it isn't showing the hill. It used to. I think it shows the hill on you guys' systems, which is super lame. This is my first Wednesday class. I'm loving it. I'm glad. Also, I wish I could hang out on here till like literally night because all of you are asking me to show things again. But I'm leaving to go see my boyfriend's family tomorrow super early, and I want to say goodnight to my parents. So I can't stay that much longer after we finish the game. I wish I could. This is, we only have the last slide after this, which is just if anyone has memes, they can put them there. Who is the current legal wife? Eastern time zone. Yes, I will put this on YouTube, don't worry. But apparently, like, I'm having fucking, like, audio issues, so I don't know if that'll affect the YouTube. What was the name of the family business? Girls closet. Cody's girls. I wish it was Cody's girls. Maybe someone would have fucking bought something. Cody's girls. Material girl. Question 8 of 10. Oh, this is a tough one. We didn't talk about this. The family is not accepting of their LGBTQ children. Is that true or false? I wish I was Cody's girl. Y'all are crushing it in the chat. I got tripped up by the knot. The knot will get you every time. Why is it stuck on 0? There it goes. That is false. They are accepting. When Leon was Mariah and came out... Oh, I lost live access again for bullying and harassment. God damn it. I have to stop doing that. I have to, like, stop going live because I'm gonna get my account taken down. When Leon was Mariah and came out, they were nice and accepting. It seemed awkward, but they were like, we love you for who you are. And their whole stance is, we don't want to be punished for our love, so no one else should be either. Which makes sense. Cody now has a lot of disagreements with Leon over a variety of things. saw Gwen's YouTube and she said that Robyn told her she should have saved her coming out for the cameras. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. How did you get taken off live for bullying and harassment? I don't know. Probably because I was talking about LGBTQ. Yeah, I got removed from being live on TikTok again. It happens literally every time, and then I get a week. Every time. That's why I don't like to do it. People are like, why are you on Twitch? That's why. Shout out Annie Dawson, Star, Kelsey, Shannon, Legally Med, Big Boobs, Garcia, Al, Rickle, Sprague, Debs, Omen, and then I will scroll through the rest. Nice job, nice job. We love to see so many people in the game. We love... Look at that. Look at how many people were on this game. Big Boobs is #1 in my heart. Can't we all say it? Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Oh my god, not it cutting you guys off because it's not used to having that many people. That's wild. All right, this was so much fucking fun. I cannot stay and hang out that much longer because my dad wants to go to bed, but I want to say goodnight to him because I have to leave at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Left that for me. But thank you so much for being here. I love talking about Sisterwives. The longest I've ever streamed. This was awesome. It will be on YouTube. I'm so sorry for the technology problems. I'm so sorry for the lag. Thank you for sticking with me through it. I appreciate it. Teamwork makes the dream. Thanks for a great lesson. If you have 0 hands, I am dead, whatever the kids say. The giant chairs. I'm so grateful you guys were all here. I love this so much. We'll see you here next week on Wednesday. If this was your first time here, thank you for coming. I stream single Wednesday at 7:30. It was an honor. As always, have a great night. Sleep tight. Love you.